nimejiachia kidogo tu. Nimetoa tie, nimeweka kando kidogo kuhakikisha kwamba naleta ile mood ile. Manake ni masuala ya entertainment, ni masuala ya burudani. Leo tukizungumzia, asubuhi tulikuwa hapa tukazungumza na wasanii wa kitengo cha uchekeshaji. Sasa tunazungumza na wasanii wanamuziki. Tunataka kujua tu, wakati huu ambapo taifa linapambana na maambukizi ya virusi vya corona, watu wanaambiwa wakae nyumbani, wao wanafanya nini? Wakiwa nyumbani wanafanya nini? Wamezoea kusimama katika majukwaa mbalimbali na kufurahisha hadhira na kupata kipato. Je, wameathirika vipi? Kama utakuwa umefuatilia matukio ya huko Italia, mtazamaji, utakumbuka kwamba watu wanakaa katika apartments zao, mmoja anaimba wimbo, mwingine anapokeza katika mlango wa pili, na hivyo na hivyo na hivyo. Je, hapa nchini Kenya mambo yakoje? Na ndani ya nyumba, mpenzi mtazamaji, ni naye Size 8. Asante sana Size 8.
Habari.
Salama sana, mambo yanakwendaje huko?
Yako sawa, lakini kidogo hata tuseme ukweli, manze tunaumia.
Najua. Hata lakini naona umekaa ndani mpaka umekuwa hata mweupe zaidi.
Nimekuwa mnono.
Umekuwa mweupe zaidi, umekuwa mrembo zaidi.
Nikukula.
Sasa Size 8, labda tu kwa haraka unaweza ukaelezea vipi hii taswira ambayo inajitokeza kwa sasa, wasanii na sanaa kwa ujumla? Kuna wasanii ambao wanainukia, ndio kwanza wanajaribu kujenga jina, na baadaye kidogo tutakuwa tunajiunga na mmoja wao. Lakini wewe msanii ambaye umejenga jina, umepata uzoefu ndani ya industry, unahisi kama hiki ni kipindi chenye changamoto na misukosuko mikubwa kwa tasnia ya sanaa ya muziki?
Kabisa, kwa sababu sisi tumezoea kufanya mashow, yani events, yani kwenda kuimba kwa jukwaa venye umesema, na sai hakuna. Unanielewa? Kwa sababu Kenya sana album haiuzi sana Kenya. Sana wasanii wanapata pesa nzuri wakati unaenda kuimba kanisani ama jukwani. Lakini sai mambo si mazuri. Kama hujaweka like savings, sijui savings na Kiswahili ni nini? Akiba. Kama hujaweka akiba, umanze sai watu wanaumia. Ni kubaya.
Labda pamoja na hayo, basi nini kingine ambacho pengine mnajishughulisha nacho? Wewe mwenyewe unajishughulisha na nini ndani ukiwa pale?
Sai for example, when uko nyumbani ni time ya kuandika nyimbo, unaandika nyimbo, unaziweka, zile time itafika vizuri, utarecord, utafanya, yani sai ni kufanya research, kuandika nyimbo na pia kujipa moyo. Kama sisi wenye tunaimba nyimbo za Injili, sai ni kujirusha kwa Mungu zaidi. Unajua ile kujipatia motisha kwenye Biblia kidogo, unajua juu zingine moyo inashuka. Na especially for wale wanachipuka, artists wenye wanachipuka. Unajua pengine mtu akuwa ameweka savings, unajua watu wanaumia. Hata tumetengeneza kachama kadogo kama wasanii, yani kusaidiana.
Unasema kwamba ni time nyinyi kuandika nyimbo na kujipa moyo. Lakini kuna wale mashabiki wenu mamilioni ambao wako kule nje. Mnatumia njia gani kuwafikia na wao vile kuwapa moyo?
Vile tunatumia social media sana. Social media, yani mtandao wa simu ndio tunatumia sana. Ukienda kule kwa Facebook, kwa Instagram ndio wasanii wanatumia sahi. Hata kutaka kurelease nyimbo, unaambia wenzako. For example, kwenye Facebook, kwenye Instagram, hapo ndo tuna interact sana na fans wetu, tunaongeleshana. Pia mimi kama Mungu amenipatia watu wengi naweza ongelesha, na tumei time ku encourage mafans wangu na tuna encourageana, yani watu hawana hope sai, watu wako so discouraged, fear inaongea, watu wanaoga inaongea, so tu encourageane pia.
Halafu pia kingine Size, kuna unavozungumza mitandao ya kijamii, watu wanafanya gigs kule kwenye mitandao ya kijamii. Mnafanya tu kwa sababu ya kujaribu kuwatia watu moyo, au pengine kuna njia zingine ambazo mnapata mafao kidogo, mnapata hela kidogo kupitia hiyo engagement ya social media?
Hiyo tunafanya tu kwa sababu unapenda. Kama mimi na mzee wangu DJ Mo tunafanya live on Wednesday, na Sunday saa 4 usiku. Tunafanya tu kwa mapenzi yetu ya wale wanatutazama, wale wanatupenda, yani fans wetu. Lakini hela hapo hakuna, ili kujitolea tu, na pia tunafanya yani ku encourageana kwenye pale social media.
Nimeona wasanii wengine wakitoka kule nje mida ya mchana, wanajaribu ku give back to the society, to the community, wanapeleka vyakula, wanapeleka mavazi labda kwa wale watu ambao hawajiwezi, ambao wamelazimika kukaa ndani kwa sababu ya maambukizi ya corona. Wewe labda una initiative yote ambayo unaichukua kwa sasa?
Ninakuanga na watoto wangu wanakuanga Kiambio. Kiambio hapo pale karibu na Isili. Tuko na watoto wangu hapo kwa around 135. Nimekuwa nikikuwa nao for 4 years now, and sasa wakati kama huu tunajipanga panga together with a few people, tunajipanga venye tunaweza wasaidia even more, kwa sasa unapata maparents wao hawajiwezi, kwa unapata kama maybe pengine mimi na wewe pengine tunategemea kitu, lakini kuna watu wenye wanategemea hiyo kwenda kufua, kwenda kuosha nguo, kwenda mjengo, na pengine sasa vitu zimereduce. Sasa hiyo hao ndo tunajaribu kuwasaidia, na kitu next week Wednesday tumejipanga vizuri, tutakuonyesha.
Katika moja ya vibao vyako, kwa sababu unaimba vibao vya kumtukuza Mwenyezi Mungu, vibao vya kujaribu kuleta matumaini katika jamii, katika kibao ambacho unadhani kina nasibu sana, kinaendana sana na mazingira sasa hivi, kinagusa mioyo ya wengi, hata kama kimeimbwa kitambo, ni kipi? Na labda unaweza ukanipa freestyle kidogo.
Ni pale Mungu ametutoa ni mbali, na pale anatupeleka ni mbali. Kwa hivyo tusikufe moyo. Hiyo ndio naweza kusema kwa yeyote anatazama NTV Jioni. Tusikufe moyo. Pale umenitoa Baba, pale unanipeleka, siko pale ningependa kuwa, pia siko pale nilizia.
Safi sana, bila shaka pale Mungu ametutoa mbali, na bila shaka ninaamini kwamba anatupeleka mbali. Wapo wasanii wadogo saizi ambao wanakutazama kwa sasa hivi, wasanii wachanga ambao ndio wameinukia, wameanza kupata visenti vidogo, lakini gigs zimekatika, hakuna kwa kwenda tena, wanalazimika kukaa nyumbani. Wengine wanaanza kufikiria labda warudi kule walikotoka, pengine katika maisha ya uhalifu na mambo mengine kama hayo. Unawaambia nini?
Usikate tamaa. Vile nimesema, unajua tuko tu kwa safari, na kila safari iko na panda na shuka, si ndio? Usikate tamaa, na hata sio kwa wasanii peke yake. Mtu yeyote anayetazama NTV Jioni, tafadhali usikate tamaa. Tunaye Mungu anayefanya mambo na anafanya jambo, na after hii ni kuvuna tu.
Social distancing ni issue ambayo imekuwa kubwa sana katika jamii zetu. Bila shaka ukitembea kule mtaani, Wakenya kama ambayo tumepuuza swala zima la corona, watu wanaona kama ni mzaha tu, lakini ukiangalia mataifa mengine kama Italia na kwingineko, kwa kweli hali ni serious sana. Watu wanakufa wengi kwa kweli. Kufikia leo takwimu za watu ambao wamekufa kote duniani ni zaidi ya 50,000. Wakenya bado wanafanya mzaha. Utaona hata katika mitandao ya kijamii. Unawaambia nini labda?
Vipi naweza waambia ni hivi, fanya ile unaweza. For example, kama hiyo kitu kama kidogo kama kuosha mkono, osha. Kama ni social distancing, tafadhali. Unajua, kwa sababu prevention is better than cure. Afadhali ujiprevent alafu later on ndio uambwe kitu kingine, rather than kukosa kujikinga alafu pia upatene na shida. Alafu pia naongea na wale wenye lazima watafute riziki. Unajua kuna mtu atakwambia lazima nikae kwa nyumba nikule hewa. Unanielewa? Kama lazima utoke, tafadhali jichunge, kwa sababu ukitoka kule nje, kama mimi ni mzazi, si ni kweli? Kama siwezi enda tu nikose kujichunga na nina watoto nyumbani, si ni kweli? Kwa hivyo kama mimi kama mzazi nikitoka kule nje, make sure ujikinge kwa sababu ya wale umeacha nyumbani. Kama ni mahali, tafadhali apate nini space, utafuta mask. Kama niliona mwanamke mwingine alikosa mask akakata chupa. Kwa hivyo usikose kutengeneza mask yako nyumbani. Chukua blanketi ya kitambo, weka hapa, tulikuwa tunaita blada kitambo. Weka blada pande moja, blada pande nyingine, weka blanketi yako, dunga mashimo kidogo, na yeye yako ni mask, na uende na ukwe sawa.
Nimeona wengi sasa hivi wameshaanza kutokea na kuimba nyimbo ambazo zinahusiana na mambo ya corona, kuhamasisha watu corona. Kuna kibao chochote ambacho unakifanyia kazi kwa sasa hivi kuhusiana na swala zima la corona?
Mimi yangu yenye nafanya, kusema ukweli kakangu, yangu ni ya kupatia watu ile hope, yani hope na Kiswahili utanisaidia. Yani kupatia watu hope ya imani, kwa sababu ile kitu nimeona sana, hata nikiangalia kwa mtandao yangu, nikisikia watu wakiongea kwa mtandao, ile kitu kubwa apart from watu ku keep safe. Sasa ile kitu watu wanaona ni kama maisha imeisha. Nimeongea na marafiki zangu kadhaa, unasikia biashara wamefunga. Sasa watu nikawa wamekata tamaa. Unaona, yani ni kama wanaona ni kama yani hawana mbele wala nyuma. So ile kitu mimi ile nyimbo na iko kwenye studio sasa najaribu Yani kumalizia ni kuambia watu yani usikate tamaa. Yani after this, we plan with hope and future knowing that tunaendelea. Kenya hatujasimama.
Bila shaka vijana wako katika nafasi nzuri sana ya kuhakikisha kwamba taifa linakwenda katika mkondo sawa, na hasa katika vita hivi vya maambukizi au dhidi ya maambukizi ya corona. Lakini kwa masikitiko makubwa, kama nilivyotangulia kusema, ni sisi vijana ambao tunaonekana kama tunapuuza sana. Ujumbe wako labda kwa vijana hasa?
Unajua, first of all, naweza waambia kwa vijana wenzangu, tafadhali raha sasa tuweke kando. Unajua ubaya kuzurura bila maana tuweke kando. We are the majority, sisi ndio the high percentage in Kenya, na sisi ndio tunaweza saidiana tuchungane Kenya. Tafadhali kama unanisikia hapo, acha niongeza kimta manze wase wenye mnanisikia sasa hivi, acha tubonge ile language ile tunaelewana. Tafadhali manze kaa home. Si lazima kutafuta form kila siku. Kama kuna kitu unafanya, weka kwa nyumba, tulia kwa nyumba. Utakufa kwa house hii. After a few days manze, kama ni hustle, una hustle, enda uhustle, ile una hustle na urudi home na ukumbuke social distancing, ukumbuke kukeep clean, na ukumbuke hizo vitu zote. Alafu manze to peane the right information on social media. Tusichochane na ufala, tupatiane the right information.
Halafu kingine Saizet, pengine hata katika kipindi hiki nilitangulia kusema wakati nilipokuwa na introduce show kwamba ukiona katika mataifa ya Italia, kwa mfano tuchukulie Italia, watu kwa sababu wako ndani, kunakuwa na depression nyingi sana, watu wanakuwa na wasiwasi, kuna ile uncertainty, hatujui tutakaa ndani mpaka lini. Watu wanaanza kuvumbua mbinu, wanaanza kuimbiana kwenye madirisha na nini. Kitu kama hicho kinawezekana katika mazingira ya Kenya?
Yes, kuna ingine niliona on social media, ilikuwa apartments. Sijui ningekuwa nao ningekutumia uchezee watu kwenye nini leo, lakini maybe unaweza icheza kesho. Ni apartments, watu walikuwa naimba hapa Kenya tu. Ni watoto walikuwa wanafanya Sunday school kwa balconies zao. Walikuwa naimba wakiimba, walikuwa naimba nyimbo ya Mungu, wanafanya Sunday school kwa balcony. Iko Wakenya ni very creative.
Asa, na mwisho tukimalizia Saizet, manake nataka vile tumpishe msanii mwingine mmoja kabla ya kwenda katika habari zetu kuu za NTV jioni. Labda ukiangalia tu tasnia ya muziki, ukiangalia industry hii ya muziki moving forward baada ya janga hili la corona, tunaelekea wapi?
Moving forward, ile kitu sisi wasanii tunafaa kuinvest a lot in social media. Yani hata kila mtu tunafaa kuinvest in social media, because hiyo ni kitu moja yenye haijasimama. Actually kwa ratings ya viewership on social media ime increase by at least I think 40%. So hiyo ndio tunafaa watu wa Kenya tujakuwa tukitumia sana iTunes, unajua hizo vitu za social media, hizo ndio tunafaa sasa tuanze kuangalia sana na grow sana.
Asante sana Saizet, na kushukuru sana. Bila shaka mtazamaji amekusikia vizuri na natumai amesikia ujumbe wako vizuri kuhusiana na jinsi mambo yalivyo, tasnia ya muziki inavyokwenda na nini kifanyike miongoni mwa vijana, hasa kwa kuhakikisha kwamba tunakwenda mbele na tunapambana na vita hivi dhidi ya corona vizuri kama vijana na kama taifa. Asante sana, na tunatumai kwamba wakati mwingine tukikuita vile vile utajumuika na sisi na kuzungumza tena na wananchi wa taifa la Kenya na wale ambao ni wafuasi wako ambao wanakupenda sana.
Nasema ni asante na Mungu awabariki wote.
Hata wewe ubarikiwe, stay safe.
Stay safe.
Asante. Penzi mtazamaji, bila shaka tunasonga mbele na naambia bwana nigeuke kamera tu iko upande gani? Kamera tu ndio upande huu. Basi ndio hivyo hali ilivyo mtazamaji. Kwa hiyo ni sehemu ya kwanza mtazamaji, tunaendelea kuzungumzia nafasi ya wanamuziki vijana ambao wamechachamaa kuhakikisha kwamba licha ya majanga ambayo yanatupata kwa sasa kama taifa, wapo katika mstari wa mbele kwanza kukuza vipaji vyao, lakini ni nafasi nzuri kama alivyosema Saizet, vijana kujirudi na kuangalia mienendo yao, wanamuziki kujirudi na kuangalia miundo na mitindo ya muziki yao, kuangalia je, wanachoimba kina maana gani, wanachoimba kina athari gani katika jamii, wanachoimba inaathiri vipi jamii, inaathiri vipi tasnia na inaathiri vipi mjitama mzima wa Kenya. Anasema kwamba vijana wana nafasi muhimu na kipekee na aina yake kutoa mwongozo kwa kizazi cha wazee. Na tumeambiwa bwana tusiende manyumbani, tusiende nje ya Nairobi kwa sababu tutakuwa tunapeleka matatizo kule nje. Kwa nini? Kwa sababu inaonekana kwamba na takwimu zinaonyesha kwamba wale wanakabiliwa na hatari kubwa zaidi ya kuangamia kupitia janga la corona ni watu wenye umri mkubwa, ni watu wazee. Kwa hiyo vijana, ina maana kwamba sisi tuna damu moto, tuna nafasi nzuri, na kikubwa zaidi ni kwamba COVID-19 sio hukumu ya kifo kama tulivyoambiwa siku zote. Ukipata dalili ambazo unahisi zinaweza zikakukanganya, zinaweza zikawa zinaonyesha kwingine, unakimbia, unajitokeza, unajiweka karantini, unatafuta ushauri wa madaktari, lakini kubwa zaidi unajichunga zaidi. Kaa ndani kama itakulazimu, na kama utalazimika kwenda nje, basi hakikisha unaenda nje ukiwa umejilinda. Sasa mtazamaji, nikupeleke katika sehemu nyingine. Msanii mwingine hapa, huyu ni msanii ambaye anainukia Juvenalis Amonde, ambaye bila shaka kwa muda mrefu katika mitandao ya kijamii wanamfahamu kama Juve 254. Karibu sana kwenye NTV Jioni.
Asante sana Swale.
Samahani kidogo tumepata matatizo ya kimitambo, tutakuwa na muda mfupi tu na wewe. Kwa haraka Juve 254 nani, anafanya nini? Manake tunakuona unakaa cowboy vile.
Juve 254 mimi ni msanii wa nacheza cover music na live band, and Juve ni msanii tuseme.
Juve unasema kwamba sana unahusika na live band music. Live band inachezwa mbele ya watu, pesa zako unazipata baada ya watu kufurahi baada ya nyimbo zako. Sasa hizi kila kitu kimefungwa, hali iko vipi?
Live band unajua tunalipwa immediately after show. So na utapata zile tunapiga weekly shows yenye ni kama Monday niko mahali fulani, Tuesday mahali fulani, Wednesday mahali fulani.
Sasa hizi kila mahali pamefungwa, hakuna tena sehemu ambayo mna perform. Nataka kuamini hivyo. Hali ya kiuchumi ikoje kwa wasanii?
Hakuna mahali na perform toka the second week of March.
Kwa hiyo hali itakuwa ni ngumu sana. Hali itakuwa bila shaka ni ngumu sana Juve.
Imekuwa ni shida sana.
Tupe tu kibao kimoja hivi katika zile covers ambazo unazifanya za wasanii wa country music.
Wacha nitaanza na My Land is Kenya.
Tupige hiyo.
You only got one mama, you only got one pearl, you only got one love to live. No matter who you are, you can go the whole world over. Every city has its own, but everybody living has a place where he was born. And mine is Kenya, so warm and wild and free. You'll always stay with me here in my heart. My land is Kenya, right from your highlands to the sea.
Juve, bila shaka umekonga nyoyo za wengi. Usiache kuimba, manake nataka tuende na wewe break, lakini nataka nikamilishie hapo show. Wewe usiache kuimba, imba chini kwa chini hapo, mimi nikifunga show tuende nawe break. Halafu bila shaka mtazamaji, tutakuwa tunarudi na mengi zaidi katika NTV Jioni. Mtazamaji, tunashukuru sana. Niko kwenye kamera gani? Kamera 2. Asante sana kwa kuweza kutegea sehemu ya kwanza NTV Jioni. Nuru Abdulaziz atakuwa anakuja na mengi zaidi katika NTV Jioni kapu zima. Usiende mbali. Juve, tupeleke break.
You only got one childhood, and the memories that spring. When you see your house, the tree you climbed, and all those precious things. The faces of the friend I had, the images that flow. When I close my eyes in the land I love, the land where I was born. My land is Kenya, so warm and wild and free. You'll always stay with me here in my heart.
This is NTV.
Sensitivity is a short, sharp pain that people experience when they have something hot or cold getting to the nerve of the tooth. Dentists recommend Sensodyne to their patients. It's able to get inside the tooth and calm the nerve of the tooth down. And the proof's in the results. It works.
Kipi kikusi chako? Katibu kata kwa kata. Katibu msika. Asikia kwenu mmesota mpaka mnakula na story ya nyama.
Ready?
Let's go.
Reach your elders. Help your parents. Say your prayers. Be a good child. Anything you want. Anything you want. Anything you want in life. Bend down low.
Okay. Wow, you look so cute.
Peace.
This one looks good enough for you.
It's so tasty and crunchy. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Me too.
High five, CJ.
It's your boy Mash Mashabu, aka Junior Bandman. Watch Generation 3 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. only on your number one station, NTV.
Akili, 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 akili. Will you wash your hands with me? I want to wash my hands with you. Come on, I will show you what to do. Wash your hands in clean water. Wash your hands, wet them with the water. Wash your hands, now add some soap. Scrub your hands in the soap and water. Scrub above and below between the fingers too. Scrub under your nails and scrub a dub-a-doo. Rinse your hands in water. Rinse them clean, rinse away the soap. Dry your hands and go.
Achille, why do we wash our hands?
To wash away the germs.
Achille, what are germs?
They're like tiny little bugs on your hands and they can make you sick.
But I don't see any germs on my hand.
That's because they're so tiny that you can't even see them.
Oh wow! I want to wash the germs away. Will you wash your hands with me, Achille?
Of course!
Send M-Pesa up to 1,000 Kenya shillings for free. Avoid contact with paper cash. Safaricom is for you.
When you're facing stubborn stains, you're always in a fierce fight. Clean Soft kicks out stains kimateki.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Kiprop is going to make it. He's got another 20 yards to go with those long legs.
A three-time world champion and a former Olympic champion in the 1500 meters, Asbel Kiprop was a global sporting icon.
Seeing your friends shy away, some you mentored them, some you competed with them.
His world came crashing down on him.
Even my own wife then did not know, what I'm going through. And she went away. I remember this is the marriage I built through athletics.
Kiprop is still protesting his innocence. Join Grace Musalame this Saturday from 8 p.m. on Unscripted with Grace, only on NTV.
Through the automated parking system, you can now pay for parking in 3 stress-free ways. Using M-Pesa through the USSD code *486*12#, or using cash at the CAPS payment points located in the parkings, or using your preloaded CAPS A card. No payment will be done at the exits.
When you're facing stubborn stains, you're always in a fierce fight, especially when others are fleeing away. However, with Cleansoft, I can make it so easy.
Cleansoft iko na 3 times particle energy to particles to blue husaidia kutoa mastain ngumu ngumu na ina enzymes za kulinda nguo zako ndio ziachwe zikikaa fresh.
Cleansoft kicks out stains kimateki. Babe, serious?
This is NTV.
Hujambo mtazamaji, natumai umekuwa na siku njema. Hivi ni vipasho.
In the last 24 hours, we have managed to test a total of 362 samples, out of which 12 people have tested positive for coronavirus disease.
Mvulana wa miaka 6 afariki kutokana na homa ya corona, huku idadi ya walioambukizwa nchini ikipanda hadi 122. Naibu gavana wa Kilifi Gideon Saburi amaliza maisha karantini na kuanza kifungo kwa polisi kwa kutojitenga alipotoka ng'ambo.
It's tough. We can't be able to isolate ourselves that much because we have to work for us to be able to earn. So that's when I thought like, hey, let me just make the most of it in Kibera and then distribute them for free.
Kutana na David Avido anayeshona barakoa za vitenge mtaani Kibra na kusambaza kwa wakazi bila malipo.
Tumeanza mazungumzo kuona vile tutasaidia hawa wakimbiaji na wachezaji wote ambao wamepoteza nafasi kwa sababu ya corona.
Waziri wa michezo Amina Mohamed aiambia NTV kuwa serikali iko njia panda kuhusu hatma ya michezo baada ya corona.
Mbashara kutoka jumba la Nation. Hii ni NTV Jioni na Nuru Abdulaziz.
Karibu sana mtazamaji, shukran sana kwa kuchagua kuwa nasi. Flora Ateno ni mwenzangu anatusaidia kwa ishara. Na mtazamaji, nikianza taarifa zetu, mvulana wa umri wa miaka 6 amefariki kutokana na homa ya corona na kupelekea idadi waliofariki kutokana na COVID-19 kupanda hadi 4 nchini. Wakati huo watu 12 wapya wamethibitishwa kuambukizwa virusi hivyo na kusababisha idadi ya maambukizi kupanda hadi 122 nchini. Setolale ana taarifa kamili.
Mtoto huyo wa kiume alifariki katika chumba cha wagonjwa mahututi hospitalini Kenyatta. Imebainika kwamba mtoto huyo wa miaka 6 alikuwa na ugonjwa wa upungufu wa damu hapo awali kabla ya kuugua na kufariki kutokana na COVID-19.
The necessary infection prevention control measures have been put in place, including quarantining of the staff that handled this particular deceased child. We have also been in contact with Kenyatta to ensure that that particular place has been disinfected and all those patients moved elsewhere. We are in the process, of course, of testing them because you know people who are in ICU in terms of risk profile, they are at a very high risk of contracting COVID, and therefore we shall be able to monitor them within the necessary time period. We shall be able to deploy our testing regimen to be able to find out whether they have been infected or not, and based on that be able to take appropriate measures.
Idadi ya waliofariki kutokana na virusi vya korona nchini sasa imepanda hadi 4. Wakati huo watu 12 zaidi wamepatikana kuwa na virusi vya COVID-19 kutokana na sampuli 362 zilizopimwa. Kati ya 12 hao, 11 ni wa Kenya, huku mmoja akiwa raia wa Somalia. 8 ni wanaume, huku wanawake wakiwa 4. Watu 9 kati ya 12 hao ni kutoka maeneo ya kutenga waliowasili nchini kutoka ng'ambo hivi majuzi, huku 3 kutoka hospitali tofauti nchini. Umri wa waliothibitishwa kuambukizwa saa 24 zilizopita ni kati ya 28 na 68. Mmoja ni kutoka kaunti ya Kiambu, mmoja kutoka Laikipia, 2 kutoka Mombasa, 7 kutoka Nairobi na 1 kutoka Nyeri.
I would like to appeal to those who are hoarding oxygen cylinders to release them. I am also appealing to various offices and business institutions to minimize the use of hard copies in their transactions and to adopt the use of paperless mode, especially for letters and other documents.
Kufikia sasa idadi ya walioambukizwa homa ya COVID-19 nchini Kenya ni 122. Kufikia sasa watu 1433 wamepimwa kutoka maeneo ya kutenga waliowasili nchini kutoka ng'ambo hivi majuzi, huku 617 wakisubiri kupimwa dhidi ya virusi vya korona. Jumla ya watu 1721 wanachunguzwa, huku 1073 tayari wamewachiliwa huru baada ya kutopatikana na dalili zozote za COVID-19. Hata hivyo, watu 648 wanafuatiliwa kwa kina na Wizara ya Afya. Maambukizi mapya yote kutokana na virusi vya korona ni kupitia jamii, jambo ambalo sasa linafaa kuwezesha Wakenya kuzingatia na kutia maanani kanuni ambazo zimewekwa na Wizara ya Afya. Seth Olale, NTV, Nairobi.
Naibu gavana kaunti ya Kilifi Gideon Saburi amekamatwa na maafisa wa DCI huko Mombasa kwa tuhuma za kutozingatia masharti ya kujitenga baada ya kurejea kutoka ughaibuni. Saburi alikamatwa hospitalini Makadara alikokuwa amewekwa karantini kwa siku 14 akitibiwa homa ya korona. Kevin Mutaya na maelezo zaidi.
Naibu gavana wa kaunti ya Kilifi Gideon Saburi akiwa amefungwa pingu mikononi ameandamana sako kwa bako na maafisa wa DCI hapa Mombasa. Alipelekwa kwenye gari lililokuwa limeegeshwa hospitalini Makadara. Na moja kwa moja akasindikizwa hadi kituo cha polisi kwa msafara wa magari 4. Kabla ya kumtia mbaroni, makachero walikuwa wamedunga hema nje ya hospitali kutoka mwendo wa saa 2 asubuhi pindi kulitokea fununu kwamba kulikuwa na mpango wa kumtorosha kutoka hospitalini kisiri. Maafisa wa usalama walisubiri kwa muda mrefu wakishauriana na maafisa wa afya hapa hospitalini kabla ya kuruhusiwa kuingia hadi chumba alimokuwa karantini naibu gavana Saburi. Inadaiwa kwamba familia na jamaa za Saburi walikuwa wamejihami na wakili wao wakijaribu kumnasua, lakini hawakufua dafu. Saburi atazuiliwa kituoni hadi Jumatatu atakapofikishwa mahakamani kujibu mashtaka ya kukaidi agizo la serikali la mtu kujitenga kwa siku 14 anaporejea kutoka ughaibuni.
He has been declared fit after being subjected to 3 tests, all of which have turned negative. Naturally, the issue of the law, we will now follow up with him.
Na sasa ni mmoja wa watu 4 waliopata nafuu kutokana na corona hapa Kenya. Kaunti ya Mombasa ingali ni kitovu cha COVID-19 hapa pwani baada ya Wizara ya Afya kutangaza visa 2 zaidi leo. Aidha, viwanda vilivyoko eneo hili vitaunda barakoa milioni 1 ambazo zitapeanwa bure kwa wenyeji.
Serikali inasema itakaza kamba katika utekelezaji wa kanuni za kukabiliana na kuenea kwa virusi vya korona, huku ikisisitiza kwamba yeyote atakayekiuka maagizo basi atachukuliwa hatua za kisheria. Kevin Mutai, NTV, katika kaunti ya Mombasa.
Na aliyekuwa mshikilizi wa rekodi ya dunia katika marathon Wilson Kipsang aliachiliwa huru hii leo na mahakama ya Iten baada ya kukubali mashtaka kwa kupatikana nje baada ya saa 1 kinyume na amri ya serikali ya watu kutokuwa nje kati ya saa 1 jioni na saa 11 alfajiri.
Kipsang na watu wengine 8 walitiwa mbaroni jana saa 2:30 usiku wakiburudika katika baa moja mjini Iten inayomilikiwa na mwanariadha huyo.
They are supposed to be helping us sensitize the people on these directives, but on the contrary, we nab them engaging in the same vices.
Na leo walipofikishwa mbele ya hakimu mwandamizi Charles Kutwo, Kipsang na wenzake walikiri mashtaka na kuomba msamaha kabla ya kutozwa faini ya shilingi 5,000 kila mmoja.
Tunatoka Eldoret na huyu kuleta spare. Kufika Kielu jioni. Nataka kuchukua tagawe nyumbani. Time ikatupata huko. Unaona? So jamaa wakafika tukaona wenyewe wanafanya kazi mzuri. Tukaingia ndani.
Aidha, kamishna wa kaunti ya Elgeyo Marakwet Omar Ahmed ametoa amri ya kufungwa kwa baa hiyo kwa muda usiojulikana kutokana na kosa la kukiuka sheria. Steve Keter, NTV.
Na tukielekea Kisumu, polisi mjini Kisumu wamewakamata watu 10 wanaoshukiwa kuhusika na mauaji ya wahudumu wawili wa bodaboda usiku wa kuamkia leo. Polisi pia wamepata pikipiki 10 katika eneo linalomilikiwa na washukiwa hao. Huko Okusa anayo maelezo zaidi kutoka Kisumu.
Umati wenye hasira ulimgeukia mmoja wa washukiwa anayedaiwa kuwashambulia kwa kisu na kuwaua wahudumu wawili wa bodaboda usiku wa jana. Iliwalazimu polisi kuingilia kati ili kuokoa maisha ya jamaa huyu. Polisi walifanya msako katika ngome ya washukiwa baada ya kupata habari za kifo ya mwanabodaboda wa pili aliyepoteza maisha yake katika hospitali ya rufaa ya Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Johannes Oduor alikuwa mmoja wa waendeshaji bodaboda 5 waliovamiwa usiku wa jana na kundi la vijana linalodai kutekeleza agizo la serikali la kuwataka wanabodaboda kubeba abiria mmoja na kuvaa barakoa.
Niliongea na yeye akaongea, akaniambia amedungwa, akanionyesha hizo mahali, nikamshughulia dakika ya mwisho, akaniambia nirudi kwa nyumba.
Alex Osewe pia aliwawa na watu wanaodaiwa kuwa wa kundi hilo na ameacha mjane na watoto 2.
Ni mtu mwenye alikuwa anaenda shule, akirudi anafanya kidogo, alikuwa anasoma kibabi, alikuwa anafanya diploma in teaching.
Wengine walioshambuliwa na ambao wanaendelea kutibiwa ni pamoja na Peter Oduya na Bernard Obonyo. Steve Nyasala aliponea na majeraha madogo na tayari ametibiwa na kuruhusiwa kwenda nyumbani.
Walikuwa wengi na walikuwa na mavisu, panga. Wenzangu wakatoroka na mimi nikabaki juu, mimi ndo nilikuwa mwenye pikipiki. Ndo akanikata huku.
Hapa Kisumu watu wa pikipiki wanaua watu. Polisi wachukia action.
Waendeshaji bodaboda sasa wanadai kundi hilo linapata kinga kutoka kwa polisi, kwani licha ya ripoti za mara kwa mara hakuna hatua iliyochukuliwa dhidi ya wanachama wake. Imedaiwa kuwa kundi hilo linalofahamika kama Kisumu County Bodaboda Association hudai ada ya shilingi 3,000 kutoka kwa kila mwanabodaboda na anayekataa kushambuliwa.
Naomba serikali ya Kenya aone hii group mwenye wametokea kuwa watu ovyo ovyo, na hii group kama itaendelea watatumia hata 2022 election wa kuua watu.
Huko Kusa, NTV.
Serikali imeanza rasmi utengenezaji wa vifaa maalum vya kujikinga virusi yani PPEs, huku sekta ya uchukuzi wa umma ikijiandaa kuanza kutekeleza amri ya wahudumu na abiria kutumia barakoa kila wakiwa safarini. Kwa fundi cherehani wa mtaa wa Kibra David Ochieng, kazi ya kuunda barakoa ilianza kitambo, kwani tayari ameshona na kutoa barakoa zaidi ya 5,000 kwa wakazi wa mtaa huo wa mabanda bila malipo kama mchango wake katika vita dhidi ya COVID-19.
Katika mtaa wa Kibra, fundi cherehani Davido amekuwa akishona barakoa usiku na mchana kutokana na vipande vya nguo anazounda. Barakoa zake zinashona kwa kuambatanisha vitambaa vitatu kabla ya kutiwa mikanda ya kujikaza.
Because most of the people here, they earn like maybe like 300 shillings in a day. Sometimes other people are like 400 or 250. So they would really want to be able to buy the sanitizers, to buy the mask, you know, and to buy the hand wash and also buy the food at the same time. But they're trying to weigh their options.
Kwa sababu hiyo, anatoa barakoa hizo bila kudai malipo kama njia ya kuchangia juhudi za kuzuia COVID-19 eneo hili lenye mifumo dhaifu ya kinga.
So far we've been able to give out more than 5,000 masks. I've been giving them out for free since then till now. I'm still giving out for free.
Kwa vyovyote vile wadau wanasema COVID-19 haifai kabisa kufika vitongoji duni kama Kibra kwa sababu litakuwa janga ndani ya janga.
I know the masks are not like 100% proof for them not to get the virus. The mask only help them maybe with 10% or 5%. And giving it to the people, I make sure I educate them on how they're supposed to prevent themselves from getting the virus. Make sure you wash the mask, and then after washing the mask, that's when you can be able to reuse it. But if you use it without washing it, you're putting your life at risk and the people close to you at risk.
Wizara ya Afya inasema sasa itakuwa lazimu kwa kila mtu kuvaa barakoa kama njia ya kudhibiti kuenea kwa homa ya corona. Serikali inasema tayari kampuni kadhaa za hapa nchini zimeanza kuunda barakoa na vifaa vingine vya kuzuia virusi kuenea.
I'm sure people will be able to be very innovative about it, and I'm certain some prices could even come as low as 5 shillings. So, but I don't think we don't expect any of this to retail for more than 20 shillings.
Kwa David, barakoa za bure na hamasisho kwa wakazi wenzake Kibra ndio silaha ya kukabili homa ya corona ambayo ni tisho kubwa kwa jamii za mtaa huduni.
All of us need each other to support each other in order for us to overcome this. But if you are trying to focus much on the profit out there, even if you get all the profits that you want right now, and then you end up getting the virus, you'll go nowhere with that.
Rozwangoi, NTV.
Na tukisonga mbele, shughuli kwenye mipaka ya Kenya zinadaiwa kurudisha nyuma juhudi za serikali za kukabiliana na uenezaji wa ugonjwa wa COVID-19 baada ya kubainika kuwa katika baadhi ya viingilio watu wengi wanazidi kuingia na kutoka nchini kupitia njia za magendo. Mwanahabari wetu Judith Cherono na taarifa hiyo.
Katika mpaka wa Tanzania na Kenya, raia wa nchi zote mbili wanatumia ujanja na kupitia njia za mkato zisizo halali ili kukwepa kukumbana na mkono wa sheria.
Kama ni kizingiti, kama kungekuwa na vipimo vya kupima hapo kwa hapo, unajua mtu anayo, ingesaidia. Lakini sasa hatuna vifaa, kwa sababu kitu ambacho kingesaidia zaidi ni kwamba ukipimwa hapo hapo unajulikana unayo kwa hapo hapo.
Sasa hofu yenye tunayo kwa sababu mara tunaambiwa sijui nini imefungwa, lakini tunaona tu movement ni hizo tu za kawaida tu, mimi sijaona kitu yote tofauti na hiyo.
Wakazi wanataka serikali kuanza kutumia vifaa vya kupima virusi vya corona maeneo ya mpakani pamoja na kufunguliwa kwa vituo vya kutengea watakaopatikana na virusi vya COVID-19.
Ningependelea kwamba hii kitu ingekuwa ni kama ni county, kila county ikuwe ndio inalinda nini watu wake.
Maeneo ya mipaka ya nchi kavu yangali vitovu vya kueneza COVID-19 hapa Kenya, kutokana na ukosefu wa uangalizi wa kutosha kuzuia watu kuingia au kutoka kiholela. Judith Cherono, NTV.
Na mtazamaji, taarifa hiyo inatamatishia awamu ya kwanza NTV Jioni. Usiende mbali na rejea na taarifa zaidi.
Save cash by buying Pampers at reduced prices. The Jumbo Pack has reduced from $17.50 to $14.00. The Value Pack is now $7.20 from $9.90. And the Carry Pack is $1.99 from $2.20. Save, save, save with Pampers today.
Wacha nikupigie, nataka kupata store bonus. Hello? Locust zimeenda? Na kuzeeka? Wacha. Na zinapikwaje? 200% bonus. Locust zinakulwaje bila chumvi Na kilo moja mnauzaje? Mkokoteni hezi beba. Kwa hivyo nikuja napika plini. Ongea na mama yuko hapa.
Tumemaliza story. Shika storo kibao na 200% storo bonus. Piga simu zaidi, tuma SMS au nunua bundles ufikishe target yako leo. Isitoshe, pata 50% extra airtime unapotop up na kupiga *544*2* amount hash. Safaricom, for you.
Sensitivity is a short, sharp pain that people experience when they have something hot or cold getting to the nerve of the tooth, causing that discomfort. If the sensitivity is left alone, it may get worse. Dentists recommend Sensodyne to their patients. It's able to get inside the tooth and calm the nerve of the tooth down. And the proof's in the results. It works.
Good morning, Janet.
Wow. And you are?
I'm Casey. Now help you with anything to do with your KCB bank account. Pay bills, transfers, statements.
You're hired.
I'm your internet banking security ninja. I'm your 24/7 personal assistant.
Super.
So, we can always talk about your account, online, whenever you like. Need a ride?
Let's go.
Alrighty. With you anywhere, anytime.
Register at your nearest branch for KCB Internet Banking today.
Send M-Pesa up to 1,000 Kenya shillings for free. Avoid contact with paper cash. Safaricom is for you.
Kiprop is going to make it. He's got another 20 yards to go with those long legs.
A three-time world champion and a former Olympic champion in the 1500 meters, Asbel Kiprop was a global sporting icon.
Seeing your friends shy away, some you mentored them, some you competed with them.
His world came crashing down on him.
Even my own wife then did not know, what I'm going through. And she went away. I remember this is the marriage I built through athletics.
Kiprop is still protesting his innocence. Join Grace Musalame this Saturday from 8 p.m. on Unscripted with Grace, only on NTV.
Kapu la biashara limeletwa kwako na KCB Internet Banking.
Na karibu tena mtazamaji, na shukran sana kwa kuendelea kuwa nasi. Wiki moja baada ya gavana wa Migori Okoth Obado kuamuru masoko yote kufungwa katika juhudi za kuzuia kuenea kwa homa ya corona, wajasiriamali katika soko la Awendo leo waliendelea na biashara zao kama kawaida. Maafisa wa serikali ya kaunti walikuwa wanakusanya kodi kama kawaida. Bernard Ojwang alishuhudia na kuandaa taarifa ifuatayo.
Hapa ni mji wa Awendo. Ni siku ya soko. Licha ya amri ya majuzi ya gavana wa Migori Okoth Obado kufunga masoko yote, hapa hali ilikuwa ni tofauti. Wafanyabiashara walifika asubuhi na mapema na kuendesha biashara zao kama kawaida. Na kilicho washangaza wengi ni uwepo wa wafanyikazi wa serikali ya kaunti kwenye sare zao rasmi za kazi, wakitangamana na hata kuchukua ushuru kwa wafanyabiashara, licha ya amri iliyotolewa na mkubwa wa kaunti kama njia moja ya kupambana na ugonjwa wa corona.
Ushuru inachukulia kama kawaida.
Toko inaendelea juu kuna njaa. Sasa kila mtu anatafuta mbinu ya kutafuta kitu aende akule nyumbani.
Nasema ya kwamba tunataka pesa, tununue chakula, tuweke kwa nyumba, ndio tukae kwa nyumba. Tuwezi kaa kwa nyumba bila chakula.
Kama watu wa mkokoteni lazima tutafute mulo, kwa sababu tusipofanya kazi hatutapata chakula na inamaanisha tutaanza uizi.
I think that was very unfortunate because we ruled it that there was going to be no open market. We banned all the markets. And we were shocked to see that markets were going on as usual in the morning.
Hapa wakazi na wafanyabiashara wa Awendo haonekani kuzingatia tahadhari zilizowekwa na serikali katika harakati za kuzuia kuenea kwa homa ya corona. Baadhi wanaendelea kusalimiana wazi bila kuzingatia maelekezo ya Wizara ya Afya. Ilibidi walinda usalama kutoka Wizara ya Usalama wa Ndani kuingia hapa na kuwafukuza, hatua iliyokera baadhi yao.
We have followed the government directive. It's only what happened today that was unfortunate. But we have put mechanism on the ground so that the officers are on check 24/7.
Bernard Ojuang, NTV.
Kituo cha Kitaifa cha Biashara na Viwanda KNCCI kimeanza kutayarisha wanachama wake kwa ajili ya kustahimili athari za amri ya kufunga shughuli zote usiku na mchana, yani lockdown, iwapo itatangazwa na serikali. Kituo hicho sasa kinafanya mikutano na wanachama wake kupitia televisheni kujadili masuala ya mikakati wanayofaa kuweka. Hii leo KNCCI iliandaa mkutano na maafisa wa serikalini, wale wa kampuni mbalimbali na maafisa wa serikali za kaunti tofauti kujadili iwapo serikali kuu inafaa kutoa agizo rasmi la Wakenya kubaki nyumbani usiku na mchana.
I think this is something that should come very early, learning from what China did. You can actually see they did a lockdown very early in Wuhan.
If this disease gets to full blown, to 5,000 up to 10,000, it will be unable to contain it. There is a concern in case the government should call for a lockdown, and that majorly was discussed by all the counties across the country, and the feeling is that it is overdue.
Na mtazamaji, tunaenda mapumzikoni. Yoshua Makuru atarejea na taarifa za spoti.
Kapu la biashara limeletwa kwako na KCB Internet Banking.
We can always talk about your account online whenever you like.
Register at your nearest branch for KCB Internet Banking today.
NTV and PesaLink, the most efficient way to send money, have a message for you. We know you need to stay home and stay safe for yourself, the ones you love, and for Kenya. But that does not mean you can't work or do business. Use PesaLink for all your payment and banking needs from the safety of your phone or laptop. Stay safe, stay home. Business goes on with PesaLink.
Residents of Nakuru County have a reason to celebrate. This is after the minister in charge of food security, breakfast, lunch and dinner launched a program that is said to benefit residents of Nakuru.
Selector brand will be now available in Nakuru, everywhere. We want to say, without any avoidance of doubt, that Selector is big, it is healthy, and have every component of bringing happiness into a house, a hotel, or everywhere where you're consuming this brand.
Selector, bigger, tasty, and healthy.
Welcome to the conferencing service.
Emma, carry on, Ken.
First quarter sales, they're up 90%.
Very good, very good.
We are looking at a 55 billion shilling profit by the end of the financial year.
Now we are talking. Here we talk billions. Very good. I gotta go. Wacha niendelee na kazi.
A person has left the conference.
Niko nyumbani. Downloads are very fast. Streaming, eco. And I'm just working from here. Stay connected and work from the convenience of wherever you are. Fiber to the home.
Working from home? No problem. Fiber Home has you covered with the fastest and most reliable internet speeds. Get connected today. Kazi lazima iendelee.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. Panadol Extra, now with new Optizorb technology, to fight multiple tough pains with 3 times more pain-relieving medicine in the first 30 minutes when you need it most. Seeing them support themselves makes any pain worth it.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Mida ya kutetema viwanjani sasa haraka upesi wananiita Yosho Makori. Waziri wa michezo Amina Mohamed amesema anasubiri kwa hamu shirikisho la kandanda ulimwenguni FIFA kuwasiliana na ofisi yake moja kwa moja kuhusu mkutano wa Jumatatu ijayo wa kutoa mwelekeo wa uchaguzi wa FKF. Nataka nikurejesha katika lile swala la shirikisho la mpira wa miguu duniani FIFA. Lilisema kwa kiasi fulani halitambui ile SDT ambayo iko chini ya John Ohaga. Alafu ikawa limewarejesha kazini wale baraza kuu wanachama wote wamerejeshwa. Nick Mwangali ofisini na muda wake ulikwisha tarehe 10 Februari. Nini kauli ya serikali kuhusu uchaguzi wa shirikisho la kandanda humu nchini FKF?
Kusema kweli SDT ilifanya uamuzi wake. Na mimi nimesema mbeleni ya kwamba ni muhimu sana sisi wote kama wananchi wa nchi hii tufuate sheria yetu na tufuate uamuzi wa mahakama zetu. Baada ya kusema hiyo, umeona ile barua tulipata kutoka kwa FIFA wakisema kwamba tutakuwa na mkutano kati yetu FKF, SDT na wao. Walisema tutakuwa na mkutano tarehe 6. Sijui sasa kama itafanyika kwa sababu ya corona, lakini nangojea ili kwa kweli niwaambie msimamo wa serikali ni gani. Ningependa sana kabla hata tujakuwa na huo mkutano sisi wote nchini tukubaliane vile tutaendeza mambo yetu ya soka, ili tusiwe tunategemea watu wa nje kila mara kuingilia mambo yetu ya kati yetu. Kwa hivyo niko pia naongea na FKF kuona vile tutaendeleza mambo haya. FIFA iliandikia FKF, ninangojea pia mimi nipate habari kutoka kwao, bado sijapata. Nimeambiwa ya kwamba wameambia FKF tuandikie kama wizara kutuambia kwamba watakuwa na huu mkutano, lakini bado nangojea barua kwa sababu kama serikali tungependa sana pia tujulishwe haya direct, sio kupitia kwenye FKF ama kupitia kwenye shirika lingine lolote.
Naye muhariri wa michezo hapa Nation Media Group Hilas Makori na bingwa mtetezi wa taji la IDPA barani Afrika katika ulengaji shabaha Sami Onyango wanaomba wachezaji na wanamichezo wote na Wakenya kiujumla kuyazingatia maagizo ya serikali ili kuepuka maradhi ya corona. Aidha wameomba kuendelea kufanya mazoezi yao nyumbani waliko kwenye karantini.
So mimi ningependa kuambia wanariadha wote wale ambao wako Kenya na wale ambao wa Kenya ambao wako kule nje, sasa hivi sio wakati wa kulia. Sasa hivi wakati wa kushikana kwa mafikra. Tuweze kushikana kwa vitendo. Lakini kitu muhimu tutie amri ya serikali. Usianze kutoka nyumbani unaenda kufanya mazoezi na mwenzako kwa sababu unasema utakuwa kwa unfit. Sasa hivi tunaambiwa keep social distance. Tunaambiwa kama nyumbani, tukae manyumbani. But hapo nyumbani kwenye environment yako bado uweza kufanya mazoezi, lakini uwe mwangalifu sana. Kwa sababu ukivunja kidole sasa hivi hospitali utakuwa unapeleka balaa. Wanashughulika na mambo mengi sana kule hospitali sasa hivi. Tuwapatie nafasi.
Sebko na kamati yake niliwahi kuongea naye siku chache zilizopita kwa muda mrefu tu. Ana kamati maalum ambayo inaandaa kalenda ya riadha ya dunia ambamo kuna rais wa riadha Kenya Generali Jackson Tuwei mstaafu yuko kule. Sasa hivi wanaendelea kupanga ratiba. Itakuwa vigumu sana, vile vile kuna michuano mengi mbali na riadha. Kuna walenga shabaha pia wanategea nafasi kule kwenye kalenda. Soka tunasubiri tuone kwamba Euro washaahirisha Euro michuano ya Ulaya hadi mwaka ujao. Hatujui michuano ya Afrika itakuwa wapi. Kwa hivyo ni swala, ni kama hesabu vile. Ni kama hesabu kujaribu kuangalia kalenda kuna mwanya wapi, wacha tutegee tuingie hapo. Na pia itakuwa kuwashawishi wanariadha wasafiri kidogo itachukua muda. Kwa hivyo kwa maoni yangu ni vigumu sana michuano ya chipukizi ya under 20 kufanyika mwaka huu.
Hao wote walikuwa wanatema madini wakati wa mikiki mapema leo. Mfungaji bora wa try katika mchezo wa raga hapa nchini na wa pili ulimwenguni Collins Injera amewaomba Wakenya kufuata maagizo yote yaliyotolewa na serikali katika vita dhidi ya homa ya corona.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to wish my fellow Kenyans peace and safety during this difficult time as we fight the coronavirus pandemic. Please do follow the instructions given by our President, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and the Ministry of Health as we combat the pandemic. Wash your hands thoroughly with soap and clean running water, or use sanitizers where necessary. Keep your environment clean. Stay at home and avoid unnecessary movement. Take the necessary precautions to keep yourself and your family safe. And to my fellow athletes, if necessary, do train in isolation and keep safe. We shall overcome this pandemic. God bless you and God bless Kenya.
Kule ughaibuni ni kwamba ligi kuu ya kandanda ya England ukipenda Uingereza haitarejelewa mwanzoni mwa mwezi ujao kama ilivyopangwa awali kwa sababu ya homa ya corona. Inaaminika kwamba msimu huu umefutiliwa mbali kwa muda usiojulikana, huku ndoto ya Liverpool ya kutoa taji la EPL kwa mara ya kwanza baada ya miongo mitatu ikiwa kwa njia panda. Wakati huo huo, wachezaji wa timu zote 20 wameomba kukatwa 30% ya mishahara yao ili kukimu mahitaji ya msimu huu wa corona. Kwingineko, miamba Ubelgiji Club Brugge watakabidhiwa taji la ligi kuu nchini mwao baada ya msimu huu kufutiliwa mbali kwa sababu ya homa ya corona. Msimu huu ulikuwa umesalia na mechi moja pekee uishe, huku Brugge ikiwa na dhibiti msimamo na alama 15 mbele ya nambari 2 Ghent. Ndo Joshua Makori, mwanaspoti. Nimedunda kiukweli. Chukua ile tahadhari kwamba unawe kidogo, alafu weke ile sanitation, alafu ndo unakuwa uko vizuri, uikimbie hii corona, alafu ulale salama, tuonane kesho. Nuru Funga.
Na shukrani sana Joshua Makori, ujumbe mzuri sana kutoka kwako. Na mtazamaji, nami sina la ziada ila kukuaga kwa wote waliofanikisha taarifa hizi. Shukrani sana mtazamaji. Na mimi natamatisha, kuanzia kesho utakuwa unaungana nao Jane Goiri na Daniel Mule. Mimi naenda nyumbani kutulia tu na kufuata maagizo ya serikali ili kuzuia maambukizi ya virusi vya corona. Popote pale ulipo, fuatilia maagizo hayo. Ni hayo tu kwa sasa kwa wote waliofanikisha taarifa hizi. Shukrani sana. Naitwa Nuru Abdulaziz, mwenzangu wa ishara ni Flora Atieno. Alamsiki.
This is NTV.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Selena! Toto, where's mommy? Today's a toilet day. What? Oh.
Selena!
Toilet day?
Tomorrow we're hosting a party and it's a matter of my reputation.
It's a toilet, not a white shirt. Even if you spend your entire day cleaning with bleach and detergent, it still won't be party ready.
Impossible.
Challenge. Harpic 10X. Even if you use bleach and detergent 10 times, they won't give you the same sparkling clean toilet that Harpic 10X will give you.
Wow!
Harpic 10X. Harpic, Kenya's #1 toilet cleaner.
Rafiki yangu alinishow mattress imekunjwa ya Dr. Mattress. Sikuamini, nikaenda kujionea. Wakani invite kutembelea factory yao nione hiyo technology. Wow! Inakompresiwa na 50 tons of force. Nunua yako leo.
Niaje wa Kenya. Hii ni public service announcement kuhusu coronavirus.
The Ministry of Health advises all returnees from abroad to self-quarantine for at least 14 days, whether they feel well or unwell.
Wash your hands regularly following the 8 steps of hand washing. Wet hands with warm water. Apply a small amount of soap. Rub palms together. Rub fingers and thumbs and the bits in between. Rub nails on palms. Rub the back of each hand. Rinse with clean running water and dry thoroughly with a clean dry towel.
Furthermore, it is advisable to cover your mouth and nose adequately when sneezing or coughing and immediately dispose of the tissue in a dustbin. Please do not use handkerchiefs if you can avoid it. If disposable tissue is unavailable, cough into your elbow. Try and avoid close contact with anyone showing signs of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing.
Before you share any coronavirus information on social media, please verify it with Ministry of Health to avoid panic and alarm among your fellow Kenyans.
Protect yourself against coronavirus by using Amara antibacterial hand sanitizer that will effectively clean your hands and eliminate disease-causing virus while you're on the go.
Dettol's main objective is to help children protect themselves from diseases. Do you know how we get illnesses like diarrhea, cough, and cold? No! They are spread through germs on your hands. Your hands collect germs that causes diseases. You pick up germs from any surface, like when you don't wash your hands after going to the toilet, while playing. And then you can get sick because of germs. That's why you need to fight germs to stay healthy by washing your hands regularly with Dettol soap that gives the best germ protection ever against many illness-causing germs.
Wash, wash, wash your hands. What you have to do is bath, bath, bath yourself. Dettol soap every day. Wash, wash, wash your hands.
Send M-Pesa up to 1,000 Kenya shillings for free. Avoid contact with paper cash. Safaricom is for you.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated PG. It may contain scenes unsuitable for children under the age of 10.
Hello and welcome to yet another classic episode of The Week Edition. I'm Dr. Kingori. I'm so happy that this episode starts with addressing a matter that has arguably received the most inquiries of all topics we have ever covered in the history of this show, how hacking works. This was Dr. Bright Gameli's appearance on The Week Edition, so I'll let the expert explain ways in which you can fall victim to a hacker. Malware is malware.
Malware. So a malware basically is an application that tries to gain access to your laptop, your digital lifestyle. Can be downloaded onto your phone, can be downloaded to your laptop. And if you don't have that kind of protection in your phone or your laptop, you will be compromised. Somebody can gain access to your phone and do whatever they want to do or even take over. I'm going to demonstrate to you how a laptop can be hacked right now. By the site I've just shown you right now, ESET. ESET, I'm also a brand ambassador of ESET, but I'm not just marketing them. It's the fact that it works. They have a mobile application solution that you can actually install on your phone to be able to make sure that you are getting protected. So there's a Kenyan version where you can buy online, shop.eset.co.ke, where you can actually buy from there. But let's just do a little bit of an experiment. You are the victim who are having this laptop. You need my face to log into this.
Okay. My face?
No, your face won't work. So you have this laptop. We want to assume that you're basically just working. Now, there are various ways that I can log in, I can hack into this laptop. If I have physical access, you use a wireless mouse, I can intercept the traffic between the mouse and the laptop and send you malware. If I give a cable, a charger cable that I have specialized for this, I could trigger anything on the laptop 50 or 100 meters away. But what if you're very far away? So, being far away, I need to find a way to be able to make sure that you get to open anything I want. So, after collecting information about you, your lifestyle, I will set up what we call a command and control. This is waiting to actually control you. Okay? Now, if you see the Excel sheet on the desktop, as you can see, there's an Excel sheet here.
Yes.
So he's opening an Excel sheet, which looks very normal. Could you please kindly just explain to me what you're seeing on the screen?
Name, question mark.
And then?
Cleaner update.
Okay, can we switch to my laptop? I want to see my screen right now. Look at you, so just turn around.
Okay.
So as you're trying to read what is on the desktop, I can actually watch you live. I can do anything. I can increase the volume on the laptop, play any music that I want.
Yeah.
Or, better yet, let me do something for you. Hold up the laptop. Just raise it up to where everybody can see. You can shut down the laptop.
And you can do this to any laptop?
Remotely. I don't have to be close to you. Because of opening just an Excel sheet. That's a simple malware that I've created. Okay. I'm sure everybody has heard about the whole ransomware that has been going around.
Yes.
So ransomware is basically a malware that comes to your laptop, and when you open that file, it encrypts or locks down your entire file, or your entire laptop, and they ask you to pay a ransom of about 30,000 Kenya shillings or more for you to be able to get the data back. Let me show you something very simple. If you look at the screen again, just from one Twitter account, I can tell my digital lifestyle. Basically everything about me, from how many followers that I have, how many tweets I tweet every day, the kind of links, even what time do I sleep, you can tell from the screen.
And the websites people visit?
Websites that I've visited, what kind of phone that I use, how many times, it's right there.
All the websites?
All the well, yeah. So same thing if I give you any kind of link that you click on. Once you click on that link, I should be able to have access to your entire life. So the kind of website you're going to browse, how often do you browse, what is the most common sites you actually browse, even how long you stay on that website, I should be able to know.
Even the people who browse incognito?
Incognito, that doesn't matter.
So you want to tell me incognito is Google PR?
It's good for, incognito basically is to make sure that you don't let your data get into be out there. But if I send that link to you, I can even force you to play music by force.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But hey.
There's a possibility that the password on your phone is your date of birth reversed, the PIN. It's a very typical thing. It's how the brain works. Part of my PhD was actually about knowing how the brain works for internet security and awareness. Now, you need to make sure you have a password that is strong. Usually a strong password is password with spaces. So like a phrase. Okay. For a typical example is, why do I always forget? Then you can add a number or a character.
Then that's how you forget.
That's how you forget. No, because if you use a normal password for your digital kind of activities, say Kings 2014, there's a very high chance that, or if you make it too long, or 16 characters, there's a very high chance you are going to write that on a piece of paper and place it somewhere.
Okay.
Now, getting close to you, or you type that on your desktop, or you put it somewhere that you want to store. That's why you need to make sure you stop writing passwords down on places. You can also use what we call a password manager. Password manager are programs that you can install on your browser to keep all your software, all your passwords in a vault.
So that the hacker can have an easy time getting the password stored in one place.
No. Because we usually store them in Chrome, which is not all that safe, because hackers have found a way to be able to extract those passwords from the Chrome or Firefox or whatever it is. Okay. So you need a password manager. Now, there's one called the LastPass. That is one, and you can also get another from ESET, E-S-E-T. So you can get all of those from there and make sure you use that for your digital lifestyle. However, your password is good enough, but you need to have what we call a two-step verification.
Yeah.
Two-step verification means that every time you want to log into your phone, you get a code to your phone before you can log in.
Yes.
What if you lose your phone at night? You can't log into your phone. Okay. That's why you need what you call a backup code. So Google actually, for Gmail accounts, Google actually has that. We call it Google Backup Code. It looks like this. The 10 sets of codes that look like this. These 10 sets of codes are unique to just you and your account, of which you can only use one at a time. In case you ever lose your phone, you can easily log back in and be able to get to see activities on your phone and the likes, or trace it.
Alafu unajua, sometimes it feels like we've covered almost every topic under the sun, but the good thing is that new things keep happening. Now, who knew Diamond na Tanasha watawachana? Na hata hiyo bado hatujaongelea. Anyway, hata sijui kwa nini nimetaja Chibu and immediate former Mrs. Chibu. Nikibakia tu hapo kwa muziki, tumeongelea muziki ya home. And we heard musician Frasha and Benzema come through to discuss content in music. Gengeton does Gengeton muziki yenye tumekuwa tukicomplain about, some people have been complaining about. Does Gengeton contribute to moral decay? Sawa, society ndio inataka. But kuna concept ya chenye wamefidiwa na wakafeel. Hiyo do you feel some sort of responsibility ya ukakutana na mtu, for example, let me say something wild. kuna msichana tu alikuwa ameokoka akasikia hizo ndizi zimevimba. Una feel responsible kwa msee kulost kwa barabara as much as una reflect chenye ina happen kwa society.
Mimi nasema hiyo decision yake. Unajua? Sioni mimi nimeimba tu, mimi nimeji-express as a person.
Job yako ni purely temptation.
Mimi naji-express tu mimi. Mimi yani mimi naji-express tu. So venye wote ichukulia ni wewe. Juu kuna watu wengine pia labda end of the day si yote ni negative, pia kuna positive. So wasawache kudwell on the negative. Tushughulike on the positive, alafu tusonge mbele.
Cause sai kama ni now that umetaja Timidat for example na video yake imekuwa pulled down, mi sijaiona Timidat na nguo, but sasa kuona video yake imekuwa pulled down inamaanisha ni competition ya ku-outdoiana ni nini bado msee hajadu, si ndio?
Hiyo yake ni extreme. Wallahi.
Kai kwani kwaje mpaka wewe unasema ni extreme?
Yake kwangu sasa yake ni extreme. Yani juu kwangu tu. Wewe unafilaje?
Me as I said kuna revolution atuoni na ile time itatuhit tutakuwa hatuko prepared. Kuna revolution ya kila kitu at a particular time. Unapata kuna political revolutions, religious revolution. Ukiangalia kama states Kenya ameanza kubreak the religious revolution. Watu wameanza kuchange. Kenya saizi kuna sex revolution. Saizi nikitaka dem naweza ingia IG ni click tupatane jioni ni kesho ni click kesho asubuhi hatutaonana tena because it's something that is there and ni kitu ina happen but wazazi hawataki kuchukua hiyo responsibility. So responsibility inaekelewa msanii wewe ndio unaimba vitu mbaya sawa. There has to be a sense of responsibility in terms of production producing our music. Unaweza sema hii song ni ya over 18s kwa sababu iko na hizi na hizi and that's why they rate movies and they rate songs. Song inaweza kuwa hii ni ya over 18 si ya watoi, unaona? Ukitaka ngoma za watoi shakusha kududu ndio utafuta hizo. Ukitaka ngoma ya kujibamba kuna age groups, right? So mzee create content yake anajua content ni ya over 18 ni ya mabudani ya watu wanajua ni nini wanafanya. Akisema tarimbo hajatoa hiyo kichwa mahali ati kwa kichwa yake. Ni kitu iko huko kwa mtaa. Watu wanajua hiyo tarimbo ni nini. So I think first of all ni watu wa change mindset. Sisi wenyewe first of all tukue sincere with ourselves na tuseme country yetu hapa ndio iko. Na hapa ndio watu wetu wako. So moving forward tunafaa kuwa either music iko rated, unajua hii music, ukisikia music imekuwa hapo ni ya wachana nayo. Ni ya mzaa hiyo. Kama ni ya watoi ni ya watoi. Ziko tu rated. That way una change, utakuwa umefanya mimi kama artist hauja ni limit, naweza express whatever I want to express. Kama countries zingine kuna kuaga ngwati, kuna watu wana ngwati na wanaishi kwa hizo ma country.
Hadi kuna awards.
Una get? Huko ndio new and research.
Hadi awards.
But kuna vitu zina happen that kama tunaweza rate music, wacha kuban music, ambia jamaa hii song yenyu ni ya watu wanakaa over 18 si ya watu inataka watu hii wasikie hizi ma songs. So nikienda kwa club ni song itachezwa kwa club but ni song haitawekwa kwa radio. That way au niambii au nipimi mimi kama artist. Kama unataka kuimba nini wewe imba, shida yako, lakini song yako haitaifika hapa, haitachezwa kwa radio.
Na in terms of rating ndio kulikuwa na beef sana. DJ Pinya aliona moto time yenye alisema kuna ngoma hazingewahi make it kwa mainstream, akabashiwa sana juu ni kama alikuwa amelock wase nje. Una get? So hapo idea ya rating kidogo haiwezi make sense.
Rating goes everywhere in the world. Movies are rated, why can't songs be rated?
Ulikuwa unasemaje?
Mimi nilikuwa nasema kwanza first of all sidhani hata siku hizi watu wana consume muziki na radio as much kwangu, yani na feel most wana consume na YouTube, na hiyo saa tena ni kitu si wenye hatuwezi control, unajua.
Okay.
So venye pia umesema hiyo rating mimi sioni inaweza work juu na feel most songs zina consume na YouTube na then YouTube inaweza fanya rating end of the day wewe
na rating ndio maana zinapuliwa down. So music akiangalia kwa YouTube content inafaa kuwa clean, right? So wakifeel that umekuwa like hii song haifai kuwa kwa nini, they'll pull it down because that's a form of rating. Sisemi ati rate, kuna njia mob za kurate music, lakini song usiambie msanii asifanye song juu una feel ana impact nini vibaya. Buda, watu wanaimbaga, mtu anaimbaga 18 till I die, utakuwa 18 mpaka udedi juu iko kwa song. It's just a lyrics.
Hawezi kwa 18 mpaka udedi, siwe ni proof. But sasa in terms of unafanya campaign poa sana, na ni pia mmefanya initiatives zozote za ku advocate for responsibility?
Not yet.
Amjafanya bado. Yeah. Okay. Now bado mazi, there is more. We take a short commercial break. I'll be back with Katelo, Anita Nderu, Captain Otoyo, Shaq the Youngin. Does it get better than that? Remember, all we are showing you is content that did not make it on air due to time limitation, but still is as good as what you saw. Let's meet on the other end of this short break.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Hi there.
Selena!
It's great seeing you getting so much value for your money.
Well, it's important to save as much as you can.
You save everywhere. Except for here. This is where you're throwing money down the drain.
How?
On these cleaning products.
Impossible!
Harpic 10X. While other cleaners flow away, Harpic 10X's viscous formula in only one round of application gives you sparkling, clean toilet. Harpic, 10 times better cleaning than other cleaning products.
And great savings too.
Beat germs with Jik. Kills 99.9% of germs on your kitchen surfaces, sponges, chopping boards, sink and fridge, and your bathroom taps, showerhead, basin and surfaces. Just Jik it. Look out for our new improved packaging in store. Just Jik it.
Things are thick. Think kama hii penzi lenye umepaka kwa macho.
Na wewe, unamjuaje? I was his fiance.
Cheka storo kibao na 200% storo bonus. Piga simu zaidi, tuma SMS au nunua bundles ufikishe target yako leo. Isitoshe, pata 50% extra airtime unapo top up na kupiga *544*2* amount hash. Safaricom, for you.
Nyaje wa Kenya. Hii ni public service announcement kuhusu coronavirus.
The Ministry of Health advises all returnees from abroad to self-quarantine for at least 14 days, whether they feel well or unwell.
Wash your hands regularly following the 8 steps of hand washing. Wet hands with warm water. Apply a small amount of soap. Rub palms together. Rub fingers and thumbs and the bits in between. Rub nails on palms. Rub the back of each hand. Rinse with clean running water and dry thoroughly with a clean dry towel.
Furthermore, it is advisable to cover your mouth and nose adequately when sneezing or coughing and immediately dispose of the tissue in a dustbin. Please do not use handkerchiefs if you can avoid it. If disposable tissue is unavailable, cough into your elbow. Try and avoid close contact with anyone showing signs of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing.
Before you share any coronavirus information on social media, please verify it with Ministry of Health to avoid panic and alarm among your fellow Kenyans.
When you're facing stubborn stains, you're always in a fierce fight. Clean Soft kicks out stains. Kimateki.
Send M-Pesa up to 1,000 Kenya shillings for free. Avoid contact with paper cash. Safaricom is for you.
Kira! Kira? Where are you?
Malaria!
That's why you need the superior protection of Mortein 360-degree reach. Only this has 11 vents which enable it to reach the farthest corners. Mortein, Total indoor protection.
To help fight the spread of coronavirus, learn Lifebuoy's hand washing habits. Wash hands with soap or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Together, let's help fight the spread of coronavirus in Kenya.
From far with you. I even gifted you a magnificent house. Rosa, it's the thought that counts. Please help me.
When it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Panadol Baby and Infant, tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Welcome back to the Wicked Edition. I'm Dr. Kingori now from one of the best episodes of the Wicked Edition as classified by you. Here's comedian Katelo breaking down what contributes to the emergence of gangs like Gaza.
We used to go down to the hood and just watch soccer games. You know how everybody loves soccer? Soccer always brings everybody together.
Yes.
So can you imagine a situation where we'd always go down to, say, Kayole, and we all just chill in the stadium if there was one, and we just watch guys play soccer? It would be so cool.
Kitu nimetoa hata nilikuwa naambia Kingori ni kuna time Kayole Maisa ilikuwa invest na ball huko kulikuwa wanacheza wa ligi hapo Kayole. Hakukuwa na crime ama drug abuse, but the time Maisa wali withdraw Kayole, hapo ndio sasa magaza walianza. Hapo ndio watu walianza kuvuruga sasa. And hiyo time kulikuwa na Maisa, by the way ulikuwa sikia tu kesi moja mbili, but after ball imeisha huko imekuwa noma.
Ni kwa sababu wasee hawana activity.
Hawana kitu wa kudu.
There's nothing else to do, yeah.
And he talked about wasee walikuwa wanalipwa kucheza ball.
Na pia ujue lazima ball uwe na discipline. Ukisikia unaenda Norway, bora usivutange bangi, uta abstain.
How to get Ezekiel Mutua to hate your show 101?
Manze nashangaa ball na kuabstain in the same sentence.
Sasa nimesikia hiyo story pia. Apparently ukicheza ball
unafaa kuwa na discipline. By the way ukichapa mafuaka au uchape madre hapo hauwezi. Hakuna msa ball uchapa fuaka.
Wait, what's fuaka?
Fegi.
Oh, okay.
Hakuna msa anakunyanga drugs. Wanakuwa football yuko na discipline. So wase wengine walikuwa wakiwa na discipline.
Discipline ndio inasaidia nini wase kuenda to the next level in every field, by the way. Now, this is from an episode where we discuss the relationship between the English language and intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's one of the best combinations we had on this show ever. Now, in case you missed it, please look it up on our YouTube channel, The Wicked Edition with Dr. Kingori. Another great combination tumekuwa nayo kwa hii show was when we had Captain Otoyo and Shaq the Youngin. Now, what a contrast. Listen to the disparity in opinion between the two as far as fashion is concerned. According to wewe, kutesa ni nini? Swag, at Shaq's age, what did you
wear? A suit. Number one, nyonga tai. Kosa kupumua lakini tai iko. Unanipata? Nyoa nywele level mzuri. Si eti umenyoa alafu unakuja unaanza kufanya zigzag kwa kichwa. Unaona? Kama ni viatu, vaa viatu ambayo inataka tu kupitishia kwa long now. Inang'aa. Sio ati kila mahali unasumbua watu hapa na brush, uko na brush. Yeah?
Kingori, can you return that picture of him at my age first? We need to see it. Where's the suit? Where's the tie?
Watch out.
Why are you giving advice that you don't follow?
Watch out,
what are these?
Let me tell you something. We all know, he used to work with Jalango. Bro, Jalango dresses like me today. Am I lying? Everybody sees Jalango. He changed the time. You have to evolve. He borrows clothes.
Yes.
Hey, Jalango, it's not me who said it, bro.
But sasa, unaona problem inakam, you guys, both you guys represent millions of Kenyans out there. Kila mtu.
Yeah.
But then, both of you are right. Do you think kuna common ground yenye, what would it take for you to dress like Shaq?
Mtu kama amekushikia bunduki ya ukweli utavaa.
And Shaq, would you dress like this?
If it's a movie and I'm being paid as a costume, yes. Honestly. I would. If it's come on, contract, the second one is saying I'm going to sign, I will sign it and wear this, to be honest.
you have to be paid to dress like this?
To be honest, yes. It's not something I would wake up and want to have in my wardrobe.
Do you know how many people wish they were me? Do you know how many phone calls I receive? Naweza nikapata wapi kama hiyo? Naweza nikashonewa wapi? Nani fundi wako? Alafu hii ndio unaita costume. Mungu anakuona. Mungu anakuona.
No offense, bro. No hard feelings.
Shaq, what would you define as a sense of fashion?
A sense of fashion to me basically represent, what you personally feel comfortable in.
Yeah.
What represents the audience you're speaking to be honest. Those two things for me are the main factors that represent my sense of fashion. I'm comfortable in what I'm wearing. I feel I look good in it. That's my comfort. And it represents, the youth, the people who I'm speaking to. Because if I go to my audience like this and judging from what I'm doing, people will be confused. It's not gonna, it's not gonna add up. Like, okay, umeva you're representing this, it's gonna be different. So, comfort and also the audience you're representing, if you're in the public eye, that is.
Kama saizi umevalia how much? Kwanzia hapa mpaka chini.
Hey bro, first of all, this is, sponsored. This over here, this is a brand. Shout out Creme de la Creme. I hope nyinyi mabeshti.
Alinipea jazi.
You see what you have on? Unaona haya mitanuka bro.
Hii ni ya bure.
Yeah, the pants I don't really remember. And the shoes pia ni za bure, ni sponsored kama Jalango venye umesema. So yeah.
Captain, if Shaq was your son, God forbid.
Akuje na muharo.
Akuje na mungaro, yes.
Hii inaitwa muharo, ni kama umeji.
Yes. Yes. If Shaq was your son, alafu sasa mnafaa kwenda mahali na amekuja kama amevaa hivi.
You do one thing for, if you love your son, you shikilia kiuno, unainua juu. Kama humpendi unamwambia badili ya kuifikisha nusu, wacha nikuteremshie yote.
Completely.
It's very
yes, but hey. Lakini sasa wewe yako ina come from a point of hate. Unaona hiyo hate speech, wewe ni hater. Kwa sababu Shaka na kuangalia na shindwa, hizi ni nini umevaa? Hizi ni nini umevaa? The way you dress.
You know, when you are growing up, what did you want to be?
What I'm doing right now, an entertainer.
I wanted to be a pilot. I wanted to be a pilot. So masomo ikikukataa kabisa na bado roho yako inatamani pilot. So nesa tu uniform. Mapilot wakiambiwa wasimame, unasimama nao. Nyinyi wote mmevaa
the same stuff.
With that, we have come to the end of this episode, but that's it just for this episode. I'm Dr. Kingori. See you next week, same time, same place.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Wacha nikupigie, nataka kupata store bonus. Hello? Locust zimeenda? Na kuzeeka? Wacha. Na zinapikwaje? 200% store bonus. Locust zinakulwaje? Bila chumvi na kilo moja mnauzaje? Kokoteni hezi beba. Kwa hivyo nikuja na pick up lini? Ongea na mama yuko hapa.
Tumemaliza story.
Shika storo kibao na 200 storo bonus. Piga simu zaidi, tuma SMS au nunua bundles ufikishe target yako leo. Isitoshe, pata 50% extra airtime unapotop up na kupiga *544*2* amount hash. Safaricom, for you.
Nyaja wa Kenya, hii ni public service announcement kuhusu coronavirus.
The Ministry of Health advises all returnees from abroad to self-quarantine for at least 14 days, whether they feel well or unwell.
Wash your hands regularly following the 8 steps of hand washing. Wet hands with warm water. Apply a small amount of soap. Rub palms together. Rub fingers and thumbs and the bits in between. Rub nails on palms. Rub the back of each hand. Rinse with clean running water and dry thoroughly with a clean dry towel.
Furthermore, it is advisable to cover your mouth and nose adequately when sneezing or coughing and immediately dispose of the tissue in a dustbin. Please do not use handkerchiefs if you can avoid it. If disposable tissue is unavailable, cough into your elbow. Try and avoid close contact with anyone showing signs of a respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing.
Before you share any coronavirus information on social media, please verify it with Ministry of Health to avoid panic and alarm among your fellow Kenyans.
Basic protective measures as guided by the World Health Organization. Clean hands frequently with soap and clean water. Cover nose and mouth when coughing and sneezing with a tissue or flexed elbow. Avoid close contact 1 meter or 3 feet with anyone with cold or flu-like symptoms. If you have fever, cough and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early. Avoid raw or uncooked animal products. Help the world put an end to the spread of respiratory diseases by sharing this message with a friend. Message brought to you by Sour Herbal Family Bath Soap.
Usingoje hadi dakika ya mwisho. Pimwa kwenye hospitali ya serikali. Matibabu inapatikana bila malipo. TB inakinga na tiba.
PesaLink is the cheapest way to send and receive money instantly into your bank account anytime, anywhere. Use PesaLink today in 3 easy steps. Step 1. Select PesaLink on your bank app or USSD. Step 2. Select either send to phone or send to account. Step 3. Input the phone number or account number to send money to and confirm the transaction. PesaLink. Easy, affordable, instant.
Through the automated parking system, you can now pay for parking in 3 stress-free ways. Using M-Pesa through the USSD code *486*12#, or using cash at the CAPS payment points located in the parkings, or using your preloaded CAPS A card. No payment will be done at the exits.
Kiprop is going to make it. He's got another 20 yards to go with those long legs.
A 3-time world champion and a former Olympic champion in the 1500 meters, Asbel Kiprop was a global sporting icon.
Seeing your friends shy away, some you mentored them, some you competed with them.
His world came crashing down on him.
Even my own wife then did not know, what I'm going through. And she went away. I remember this is the marriage I built through athletics.
Kiprop is still protesting his innocence. Join Grace Musalame this Saturday from 8 p.m. on Unscripted with Grace, only on NTV.
My name is Eliud Kipchoge. I would like to take this opportunity to wish all my fellow Kenyans peace and safety during these difficult times as we fight the coronavirus pandemic. Take the necessary precautions to keep yourself and your family safe. To my fellow athletes, please train in isolation and take necessary precautions. We shall overcome this pandemic. May God bless you and God bless Kenya.
This is NTV.
A very good evening from wherever it is that you're watching the show from. I have never worked from home. This feels so weird. Don't even know if it's just like my son will probably run. I've been trying to tell him to not come. So if he does, I'm not being unprofessional. I just is stubborn. He gets it from his dad. My name is Amina Abdirabar and we are officially back. I am so grateful to be here. We're going to be meeting our panelists or who's going to be with us tonight, of course, all through Skype. Of course, as you know, with COVID-19, we're trying as much as we can to distance ourselves from one another. And so we're going to be working from home. So let's take a look at some of the stories that trended this week. All right, well, we're starting things off with the landlords who have, some of them have been very nice. They've said we can try and, waiver. Now, this was, I think, the most awkward story that I saw. It has to be... Now, I don't know if it's the fact that it is... You know what? We'll save that for the talk, but you can see that donating sanitary pads branded with her photo, her being Esther Passaris, Nairobi Women's Rep. I can't wait to hear what Anita has to say about this. And now, a human who is limited. Look at how fantastic he looks. Ooh, the swag. Bala. Eliud Kipchoge. Looking fantastic. All right, so now let's get to meet who is going to be chatting with us tonight on the show. I've got Anita Nderu somewhere in, I'm not sure which part of Nairobi. Then there's also Daddy Macho uko Githu. Macho ni aje?
Ati Githu, my friend. My friend. The suburbs of Kahawasukari ndio unaita Githu. Well.
Okay, well, that's... Hi, Anita. Are you in your pajamas?
Hey. Yeah. It's the social distancing show of TTTT. This is how I dress when I'm in the house. Sort of.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's fine. Well, it's so good to see you guys. It's so good to see you, Macho. Thank you for all the MVCA forwards. I got them all. It's 20 days now, okay? Sawa.
I'm glad you're fine. Glad you're good.
Thank you so much. All right, so now, guys,
I like how she's acting like I didn't ask how she was doing, but anyway, it's fine.
Okay, sasa tunajua kuna hii delay ya audio. I hope we will not talk over one another. But Anita and I, that's actually a warning for us. So let's start things off with Eliud Kipchoge, who's not only breaking records, but also breaking the internet. Now, this week he did a photo shoot with GQ magazine. Olympic gold medalist clad in high-end designer wear, dressed by some of the most expensive brands in the world, from Fendi Men to Manolo to Nike. Like, the list just went on and on. In fact, the looks that he had was equivalent, the worth was equivalent to like 6 Toyota Vitz. It was like, did you see him? Did you guys get a chance to see the pictures?
Yes, I did. I saw it and I thought it was so cool. Like, everything about it was just super stylish, and I love that where they shot it was not a studio. It was actually within the training grounds of where he usually is. So it looked really, really nice.
I'm sorry.
As in, he's always doing things that are very unique.
I'm sorry. Hapana. Hapo naweza chukua picha kama 3 ama 4 niseme hizo ziliweza, lakini zingine zilikuwa ni kuchoma tu live. You'd be surprised that hiyo suti labda ni ya milioni kadhaa, lakini kwa macho haipendezi. Probably mimi ndio sijui style, but that was burning. No.
Burning the photo. And not in a good way.
Oh my days. He looked nice. It was stylish in one way or another.
No, I agree. There were like 2 photos. I was like, these ones, I don't know, but he looked great. Look at this one. This is the one that a lot of people have.
You know how I'm always very pro overdressing. So obviously, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Go you!"
Hizi ni mashida za kina Anita. I get.
Anyway, but he looked great. GQ magazine is such a wonderful look. It's so big. I can imagine how, because he seems to me like a very rigid, very focused person. So you can imagine when he was taking the picture and the photographer's like, give me something else. He's like,
Kwanza the one where he was like this. I was just like, I was like, okay, all right. He's ready to be an IG model now.
Yes. Oh yeah, the one on his face. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. But
one of my favorite photos is, of course, yes, the one he has his feet up, and the one where he had the half coat akiwa shambani kukiwa na mandizi huko nyuma akiwa mikono. That was a nice one. That was a nice one.
He was being himself.
No, I'm saying those were nice. Those were nice. Those were very nice. Zingine zilikuwa kuchoma.
Another one with like block heels. I saw that one.
Those shoes were so stylish. Okay, you know what? It's fine. Let me calm down. I've been in the house for very long. Maybe I have a lot of pent up energy.
Your taste has changed. Okay, now listen. Nairobi County Women Rep Esther Passat is not only giving out sanitary pads for free, but she's also giving you an opportunity of owning that portrait of hers in your house. So now she's following the footsteps of Nema, where you don't have to litter, but you can reuse the package. After getting the sanitary towels, you will get an opportunity of framing the package, I guess. Do you guys have seen this story? Mato, I want to hear your thoughts.
Yes, I have seen the story, and one of the best, one of the best comments I saw was a post done by Abel Motua. And this is what he said. Phew! Thank God she remembered to put her photo. Angekosa kuweka picha zake, hizi vitu zinge malfunction. Imenistress siku mzima mpaka sijalala. All I was asking myself was, what if she forgets to put her face on them? You can imagine my joy when I realized she did not forget. Ingekuwa, what a waste of sanitary product. Wow. Abel Mutua.
I don't understand, and this happens so many times when politicians, are giving away things, they brand them with their pictures to remind you, or even like when they're opening something that, you used our money as taxpayers, but then it has said, Daddy Mato MP opened, he is the one who blessed us with this. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why they keep doing this. There was a time during the exams, Kwanza, where was it? Was it somewhere? I think it was in Western, right? When the governor put his picture right there at the front. I'm like, why? Anita.
This is my thing. I just Can I go?
Okay, Anita, go.
All that money she spent on branding the sanitary towels. How many more sanitary towels could have been bought? And who cares whether your picture is there or not? Whether you wanted to say it's not for sale, you can just have it printed on the packet, not for sale. Ain't nobody need to see your face during that time of the month. I mean, it's so... You know what? I always get angry whenever these mama stories come about because it's so disappointing. Our women rep just constantly does very disappointing things. Anyway, it was a great initiative. You tried. But then it should be something that continues even after you have left office. So there's no need to have your face there. That's all I'm saying. Just, is it tender mema nenda zako or something like that? Just do it. The press briefing is enough. They saw you at the press briefing. I mean, this is something that these girls actually need. It's a necessity. They don't need an Instagram picture.
Now, also, another thing, probably from what I understand how Gava sometimes works, probably this was somebody who was, licking and kissing nini. So, they decided, wakati walipewa hiyo kazi, waseme, ndio ninajua, Mama Ta atafurahi, wacha mimi niweke hizi picha. Alafu naye Mama Ta, hakumind wakati aliona picha yake. Labda tunasema inaweza kuwa ni makosa ya Mama Ta, alisema anataka picha yake hapo, ama pia inaweza kuwa ni mtu alidecide, by the way, wacha ni kiss hiyo word nyingine yenye siwezi sema unless ni after 10. So yes, it is still very vain. It is still very stupid. And not the way to keep our sanity in this sanitization.
Thank you for giving those girls sanitary towels.
Our lives.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, they don't want that Instagram picture. You go kill me. Anyway, all right. So listen, the hashtag is TTTT at the Trend Live. Sorry, and of course you can tag me, Amina Abdiwaba, Anita Nderu, and Daddy Matozadi. Daddy. Anyway, we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna be back. You're watching the Trend.
Nyaje wa Kenya, hii ni public service announcement kuhusu coronavirus.
The Ministry of Health advises all returnees from abroad to self-quarantine for at least 14 days, whether they feel well or unwell.
Wash your hands regularly following the 8 steps of hand washing. Wet hands with warm water. Apply a small amount of soap. Rub palms together. Rub fingers and thumbs and the beads in between. Rub nails on palms. Rub the back of each hand. Rinse with clean running water and dry thoroughly with a clean dry towel.
Furthermore, it is advisable to cover your mouth and nose adequately when sneezing or coughing and immediately dispose of the tissue in a dustbin. Please do not use handkerchiefs if you can avoid it. If disposable tissue is unavailable, cough into your elbow. Try and avoid close contact with anyone showing signs of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing.
Before you share any coronavirus information on social media, please verify it with Ministry of Health to avoid panic and alarm among your fellow Kenyans.
Molfix breathable surface developed with airsoft technology is very soft and provides the best Molfix skincare.
I found the best diaper for my baby's sensitive skin.
All babies deserve a high-quality diaper. You should also try Molfix.
Selena!
Toto, where is mommy?
Today's a toilet day.
What? Oh.
Selena!
Toilet day?
Tomorrow we're hosting a party and it's a matter of my reputation.
It's a toilet, not a white shirt. Even if you spend your entire day cleaning with bleach and detergent, it still won't be party ready.
Impossible.
Challenge. Harpic 10X. Even if you use bleach and detergent 10 times, they won't give you the same sparkling clean toilet that Harpic 10X will give you.
Wow!
Harpic 10X. Harpic, Kenya's #1 toilet cleaner.
Beat germs with Jick. Kills 99.9% of germs on your kitchen surfaces, sponges, chopping boards, sink and fridge, and your bathroom taps, showerhead, basin, and surfaces. Just Jick it. Look out for our new improved packaging in store. Just Jick it.
Kiprop is going to make it. He's got another 20 yards to go with those long legs.
A 3-time world champion and a former Olympic champion in the 1500 meters, Asbel Kiprop was a global sporting icon.
Seeing your friends shy away, some you mentored them, some you competed with them.
His world came crashing down on him.
Even my own wife then did not know, what I'm going through, and she went away. I remember this is the marriage I built through athletics.
Kiprop is still protesting his innocence. Join Grace Musalame this Saturday from 8 p.m. on Unscripted with Grace, only on NTV.
And we're back. Hashtag TTTT at the Trend Live on social media. As we talk about all these stories that trended the entire week, we will find time to read your messages. We will, Aki. And thank you so much to everyone who's been, tweeting from morning and, from, I think at the beginning of the week saying, when are we going to have the show? When are you guys going to come? Oh my God. And thank you so much. We don't take that for granted. Now, apart from locusts, corona, and a number of other issues and dilemmas that we're facing as Kenyans, plus how we're gonna save money and stuff as well. We just have a lot of things. Now this is coming against the backdrop of Senator Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen, who went on the interwebs claiming that his driver wasn't around to take him to work, and so now seeking the intervention of donors to not only send us medical equipment but also drivers to curb the shortage. Daddy Mato, what say you?
Najua sitaki kurudi tena hapo kwa Abel Mutua, but one thing that was very important was this a full day should be named after him. Nay, not just a full day, but an entire gender. We shall no longer be men, but we shall be Murkomen because of because of the because of sorry. Ngoja kidogo, mchukue. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
So,
working from home.
Hey.
Sasa,
as I was saying, an entire Anita ongea kidogo. Wewe umenifanyia mambo.
Oh my god. Anyway, but Anita, how is this an issue that we even need to address? How is this even a story that we're talking about at this time?
First of all, please hug to me from me, and then so when I saw this story, at first I thought it was a joke, because I was like, I don't see what the achievement is here. Kenyans do this. Actually, everyone in the world does this it's a normal thing. It is, but you know the way our leaders, any small thing they do, they consider it an achievement. They open a toilet, they need a whole ribbon ceremony. So of course driving themselves is a big deal. I mean, why are we surprised?
You have to put your
I really hope after this whole corona situation, we will actually rethink the people we normally vote for.
The one thing that disappoints me about this whole corona situation is where are the voices of our actual leaders?
I'm waiting to see which one of these leaders who don't usually drive themselves are going to actually donate food and find a way to give funds to all the people who are normally working in the informal sector who have been told to stay home. Now, when we've done that and you tell us about it, then we can commend you on it. But you driving yourself, boss, surely.
This is the one time in their lives that they need to show actual leadership. Like help in making decisions, things that are going to actually help us. Some of us who are stuck at home, who are having to work from home. Some who have to actually, beg for food because some of their jobs are at stake at a point like now. Like, where is the leadership? Where tuone vitu zingine from our leaders other than, kiki. Tuache kiki. Tunataka leadership. Sio kiki. Sio politics. Leadership.
Thank you.
Yes.
What do you mean? Some of these politicians just look like they want a reality show.
Oh my god, that's what I thought, but then I thought I'd gone too far, so I didn't say anything. I was just like, let me keep quiet.
No, because I don't understand it. All this
keeping up with the MPs
from social media. No.
Anyway,
all right, cool. Fine. Now, the hashtag TTTT, please keep it trending, as we will be reading your messages. We really will, by the way. So Anita and Mato, you can also start opening up your social media so that we can start getting that feedback coming in. Auntie, what, Mato? Oh, okay, fine. Now we need to take a short break. We're going to be back with more. After the break, we have to talk about the Sakajas. Yes, we do. Plus, so many other things that went down this week, only right here on The Trend. You're watching NTV. We're going to be back.
Nyaje wa Kenya, Hii ni public service announcement kuhusu coronavirus.
The Ministry of Health advises all returnees from abroad to self-quarantine for at least 14 days, whether they feel well or unwell.
Wash your hands regularly following the 8 steps of hand washing. Wet hands with warm water. Apply a small amount of soap. Rub palms together. Rub fingers and thumbs and the bits in between. Rub nails on palms. Rub the back of each hand. Rinse with clean running water and dry thoroughly with a clean dry towel.
Furthermore, it is advisable to cover your mouth and nose adequately when sneezing or coughing and immediately dispose of the tissue in a dustbin. Please do not use handkerchiefs if you can avoid it. If disposable tissue is unavailable, cough into your elbow. Try and avoid close contact with anyone showing signs of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing.
Before you share any coronavirus information on social media, please verify it with Ministry of Health to avoid panic and alarm among your fellow Kenyans.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. Hi there. Selena, it's great seeing you getting so much value for your money.
Well, it's important to save as much as you can.
You save everywhere, except for here. This is where you're throwing money down the drain.
How?
On these cleaning products.
Impossible.
Harpic 10X. While other cleaners flow away, Harpic 10X's viscous formula in only one round of application gives you sparkling, clean toilet. Harpic, 10 times better cleaning than other cleaning products.
And great savings too.
The global diaper brand Molfix is now in Kenya. Please welcome the Molfix Band.
Molfix, so absorbent. Playtime is much more fun than ever. Come on, it's time for playing. Molfix is comfy and we love it.
Molfix with its double absorbent system absorbs the liquid immediately and traps the liquid in. Also with its elastic side bands, Molfix offers freedom of movement. You should also try Molfix. Beat germs with Jick. Kills 99.9% of germs on your kitchen surfaces, sponges, chopping boards, sink and fridge, and your bathroom taps, shower head, basin and surfaces. Just Jick it. Look out for our new improved packaging in store. Just Jick it.
Birthday party.
Birthday party. Birthday party.
Birthday party.
Are we not invited? We have gifts. Malaria.
Mommy, best.
Rat.
Oh, die.
Party.
Compared to an ordinary spray, Mortein Doom Power Guard kills disease-causing pests instantly. Mortein Doom Power Guard.
Send M-Pesa up to 1,000 Kenya shillings for free. Avoid contact with paper cash. Safaricom is for you.
This is NTV.
Tonight, I'm saddened to inform you that we have lost another patient to the coronavirus disease.
6-year-old dies as 12 more test positive for coronavirus. And reckless Kilifi Deputy Governor discharged, but faces charges.
He has been declared fit. Naturally, the issue of the law, we will now follow up with him.
Plus, baying for blood.
Hapa Kisumu, watu wa pikipiki wanaua watu. Polisi wachukue action.
Residents take law into their hands after vigilante group murders 2 in the name of enforcing coronavirus rules. Also ahead, shameful acts of defiance. Marathon champion Wilson Kipsang arrested for breaching curfew and drinking with 21 others in his hotel.
So jamaa wakafika tukaona wenyewe wanafanya kazi mzuri. Tukaingia ndani.
Melissa?
Mom, it's Dad's birthday today. I'm giving him a party just like he gives me.
Nothing makes a mother more proud than seeing her child growing up.
But I know that as she learns to care for others, she'll face even more germs and the risk of illnesses.
That's why you need strong Dettol protection. Just 1 cup of Dettol protects your home and family from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Look how happy my baby is. I tried different brands, but now I've discovered the world-famous Molfix and saw the difference. Let's see how absorbent Molfix is. Molfix, thanks to its ultra-absorbent particles, can keep more liquid than the other diaper brand, so you can use it comfortably all day long. All babies deserve a high-quality diaper. You should also try Molfix.
Nyaje wa Kenya, hii ni public service announcement kuhusu coronavirus.
The Ministry of Health advises all returnees from abroad to self-quarantine for at least 14 days, whether they feel well or unwell.
Wash your hands regularly following the 8 steps of hand washing. Wet hands with warm water. Apply a small amount of soap. Rub palms together. Rub fingers and thumbs and the bits in between. Rub nails on palms. Rub the back of each hand. Rinse with clean running water and dry thoroughly with a clean dry towel.
Furthermore, it is advisable to cover your mouth and nose adequately when sneezing or coughing and immediately dispose of the tissue in a dustbin. Please do not use handkerchiefs if you can avoid it. If disposable tissue is unavailable, cough into your elbow. Try and avoid close contact with anyone showing signs of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing.
Before you share any coronavirus information on social media, please verify it with Ministry of Health to avoid panic and alarm among your fellow Kenyans.
When you're facing stubborn stains, you're always in a fierce fight, especially when others are fleeing away. However, with CleanSoft, I can make it so easy.
CleanSoft iko na 3 times particle energy to particles to blue husaidia kutoa mastain ngumu ngumu na ina enzymes za kulinda nguo zako ndio ziachwe zikikaa fresh.
CleanSoft kicks out stains kimateki. Serious.
To help fight the spread of coronavirus, learn Lifebuoy's hand washing habits. Wash hands with soap or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Together, let's help fight the spread of coronavirus in Kenya.
I don't know how it is for all other parents, but it is so hard to work from home. Like when you're having the conference calls and, you're just trying to focus, you're trying to, present something, you're trying to pitch for something, and then you're just hearing, Mama, ni patia, na, na, na. It's just, I don't know how you guys are taking it. All right, so let's see what you were saying on social media. Hi to Mwaniki_Swallow says, I missed you too. Yani matoko tu place mtani. Angesema tu ruai. K.E. Cheza says, great show. Don't throw too much shade because you're streaming from home. They're going to come for you. I hope they don't. Tole says, these politicians hawajui hiyo mambo ya titenda wema nenda zako. Nope, they don't. There's Bob_AOB who says, our able politicians with cheap publicity. King Kaka has been doing the same without putting his face on it. That is actually very true. Raul says, I didn't even know you're my neighbor, Mato. Tukutane pale quick mat. Tukunywe chai.
No, I saw that one.
And then for me, I think that putting of her picture wasn't right. She should instead, maybe write her name. That's from Juicy Boy. Hey, Juicy Boy. All right. Henry says, Betsita struggle pale Githurai. Daddy Mato, we shall overcome.
I'm sure ni venye hamkuona mtu yeye alikuja ameingia kwa short.
Tishu za Betsita. Kuna mali nyingine like nyumba ni ndogo. So Watu hiyo wanataka, they want a piece of
And
Anita, do you have any
mpaka
tweets
kuna
for me?
msenejita young apparently anasema Daddy Mato, you're acting as an example. I'm not marrying soon. Kama watoi ndio hao.
You got to
No,
inspire
it's the
somebody.
person
You
who
have
has
to
said,
inspire.
Eddie Masha is like, Anita Ndero mbona unakaa kama Frisian? A Frisian is a cow. This is my cow robe. I really love it. It's very cozy. I feel toasty.
You did look like a cow, like when I first saw
I
you.
know.
honestly, I have
That's
to
the
say.
whole
Yeah.
point of the print.
Okay, well.
There are words I would have
Imagine
used
niseme,
to ask you, Anita, if you
Even
can
me.
provide milk. But if I use those words, it will look and sound very weird.
I have given you the look already. There's no sound necessary.
I'm also already so uncomfortable. I didn't even. Mato.
Yes?
Let's just move right past it. No.
I did
feel
not
like
ask. I said
No.
there are words I would have used to ask, but I have not.
I feel like you. Okay, so that's great. Let's talk about landlords. How are your landlords? You know, are you guys communicating? Are you talking to one another? Are they smiling? Are they looking like they're gonna forgive you? Like, sorry, waiver maybe a few months. Kenyans are asking why other landlords and landladies are not emulating what their fellow colleagues are doing. A landlord in Nyandarua, has become a darling to so many people for allowing his tenants to stay without paying rent for 2 months. Now the question is, are our landlords watching TV? Are they listening to the radio? Have they seen this story? Anita, landlord, munalingana na landlord wako ama mko na relationship
Tunalengana
poa?
mbaya, let me tell you. This is the thing is, all right, so obviously I understand, just like they make their money off the rent that tenants pay every month. But sometimes there's catastrophes that happen in the world that's beyond their control, beyond the tenants' control, beyond the country's, beyond the world's control. People are being laid off, and unfortunately for us, we have a government that's not giving any solution to if we stay at home. For those who have been laid off, your salaries have been slashed. For those who've been told indefinitely, you have been suspended until this whole thing is over, then we'll let you know if you can come back to work. How? And let's be honest, Kenya is one of those countries where most Kenyans live paycheck to paycheck. It's not like you have a bundle of cash saved somewhere waiting for coronavirus to take place. You know what I mean? So then now this happens, and then it just becomes one of those very confusing situations. You're just like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. So everyone is confused, and the people who we should be looking at for answers are not offering any. They're telling us we'll have
in fact, they're offering
4G
more
everywhere,
questions,
though, which is, I mean, if we
their
can pay
actions.
rent.
As it is right now, I believe the decisions that are being made are more business decisions than policy decisions. Business decisions are things like Kenya is too broke right now to go on a full lockdown. So the chances of Kenya going on a complete lockdown are possibly slim to none. I say business decisions because of the economy in our country does not support, or rather cannot afford us to go for a complete lockdown. Yes, a country like India has even more people who live hand to mouth. But I don't think India has the amount of debt that we as Kenyans have right now. It's just too much. So landlords also depends. There are landlords who have landlords. There are landlords who took their retirement money and then they jengered some to 3-4 rooms singles hapo hivyo za watu kuchukua do kidogo kidogo. Kuna ule mwenye ni investment yake kubwa, kuna loan amechukua kutoka kwa bank, kwa hivyo anadaiwa, ameenda akaongelesha bank ikasema labda haitaweza. But I think the best thing is just conversations to be opened everywhere. I know I opened that conversation with my landlord. Aliniambia nihakikishe nimetuma rent by tarehe 5. So at least we talked.
Okay. All right. So like,
So maybe that's another way to go about it. I guess just tenants just have to have the conversation with their landlords and see how that goes. Because I understand what Mato is saying, and it makes a lot of sense. But then for the people who've been laid off, what happens to them? As in, at least if they're told, listen, until this whole debacle is over, and maybe we're giving you, like, we're not forgiving you, you still owe us the money. But you can pay it either slowly. You can just like there has to be some sort of leniency. Because look at the people who normally, like service staff, for example. They're not. People are now doing things in their homes by themselves. How many of you asked your nannies to go home? How many of you are actually paying your nannies, regardless of the fact that they're staying at their homes?
I actually know of somebody who just had to let go of their nanny because they couldn't afford to have them and also not be at work. But then kuna dilemma ya sawa, uko nyumbani, now you can take care of your own child, and then this is somebody else who also depended on this job. The same way wewe umehata job,
of course.
The same way huyu mtu mwingine amehata job. It's a trickle down, a ripple effect. Man, we are in a bit of trouble.
What's even worse, Mato, is that we'll just see more and more of this, of course, as the months in the foreseeable future. When we keep talking about the economy, we talk about businesses. A lot of people are not reporting profits. There's some businesses by there that are thriving. Given the insanity that is going on around the world, there's some businesses that are actually doing well, delivery services. There are some companies, in fact, that are even hiring. But for a lot of people, oh my gosh, and if you can, instead of kuongea vibaya, as you're practicing your social distancing, saidia watu. Like your baba who you haven't gone to see now in such a long time, he used to depend on you, mrushie so mbili, tao, so tano, konaweza, someone, help someone. Okay, people are in need, people, require a lot of assistance.
I actually got a text from my barber today saying that they might reopen, but they have put very serious and stringent measures to ensure that people are safe. You have to call in to book an appointment, in advance. They are only taking in two clients at a time. Like, I hope it will work. Let's see how that goes, because there are some people who are still going to work, like me. Sasa angalia vile ninakaa. Amina nakaaga mzuri, si ndio? Sasa angalia vile nakaa sahi.
What?
It's okay.
What?
I don't even know what to say.
Anyway, listen, let's talk about, so this is Sakaja is at home, of course, like as is everyone, right? As we all are. And so we had the Jackson 5 back in the day. Now we have the Sakajas, I guess. So now this week, Senator Sakaja took to social media. Took to social media. So don't nataka kutoka, really. Anyway, so took to social media, to share the song which encouraged Kenyans to stay indoors and adhere to all preventive measures so as to curb the spread of coronavirus. Now it looks like it runs in the family. So Mato, apart from Kwacha socks kwa sitting room, what other talents do you have? Oh, there it is. Ooh, we can play out the audio actually.
Oh my goodness, that is so rude.
Give me a bit.
Yo, my name is Tangai Sakaja. And my name is JB Sakaja.
Hey, and I'm Super Senator Sakaja.
And we are the Sakajas. We keep plugged in like a charger.
Na kuna vitu tunataka kutaja.
Cause Corona has become larger.
Then the NIC.
CBA, Maja.
Hey, so we've got some ideas.
For instance,
try and keep
some social distance.
Wash your hands with
soap and water.
Check your temperature if it's
getting hotter. Check your time.
Alright, well, I guess if you want to watch more, you can go and check it out on his page. But it's so interesting to see how many, all these interesting different ways that people are spreading, more awareness about whether it's social distancing or just the importance of washing your hands, that you cannot really overemphasize how we just need to sanitize constantly. We need to wash and rinse. And also, so what have you guys been doing, by the way? Mato, what have you been doing?
Personally, I have been, because thank God, I can't emphasize this enough. Thank God that we have the digital era that we are living in right now, and the fact that we have technology that allows us to have this show live, to go on air while I'm at home. We also have social media, and I've been working on social media. By that I mean putting out content. So at least every night I try to go live on one of the social media platforms, just to keep people entertained, because I try and say, chekesha watu kidogo wasahau mashida zao, lakini wakumbushe, wash your hands, sanitize to keep your sanity.
That is true. Anita?
What have I been doing? A lot of television, a lot of sleeping, cooking. just staying in the house generally, and a ton load of consuming social media content, and I've been overly active on Insta story too. But then aside from that, just chilling. And then today I tried reading a book, just add a few brain cells, because I was like, my god, I was tired of television. But yeah, just guys, stay at home, stay safe, be sure to keep washing your hands, keep sanitizing. If you don't have to leave the house, please don't. And if you do, please take all the measures necessary to stay safe. This is a very serious illness, and it spreads very easily, so don't think it's a joke. You should look at the cases in the first world countries and remember what kind of country we are in, and ask yourself, if we were hit with the same number of cases, if we would survive. So please, take this very seriously.
What?
This is very true. I also want to say something else. For some reason, I feel that we might not be getting the response as the citizens of Kenya as we would have wanted from the government. But there are some measures that they have taken that have helped to avert an even worse disaster. Had things been left ignorantly and arrogantly as with some of the countries in the West. So kudos to CS Mutahikagwe. Personally, I feel when I watch him giving the pressers, I feel I'm watching a leader. Like I'm scared at times, but then when I see him and I listen to him, I'm like, okay, Martin, he says it shall be okay if I do this and this, so it shall be fine. He kind of gives me that. So I don't know about everybody else.
Oh, and thank you. Thank you to everybody at the hospitals and all medical staff and every single first responder and to the policemen and to everybody who is taking care of us and ensuring that we stay safe and that we heal. Thank you.
Unfortunately, we're out of time. We have to say goodbye, good night. Anita, the Frisian cow, thank you so much. Daddy Mato, Wapale Ruai, what it do, wow. Thank you so much for kicking it with us as well. And they are absolutely right. Please, let's be very serious. Let's take it as seriously as we possibly can. If you don't have to leave your house, please don't leave your house. Just stay. I've also stayed home for so many days. I'm an extrovert. I do so many things during the day. Now I can't have to stay home. It's a lot. And let's just stay home, okay, so that we can all stay safe. Catch you at 10 p.m. My name is Amina Abdurabad, Daddy Mato, Anita, as they love and leave us. We now head on over to the news so that we can find out what is happening in and around the world right here on your authoritative news station, NTV. Bye.
Sensitivity is a short, sharp pain that people experience when they have something hot or cold getting to the nerve of the tooth. Dentists recommend Sensodyne to their patients. It's able to get inside the tooth and calm the nerve of the tooth down. And the proof's in the results. It works.
Waja nichukua kazini. Haina tina. Hebu kama ndani kuna kitu mficha. Nini hiyo? Mkate. Songea Neli hapo akae chini. Ni nini mtoto amefanya? Hakuna. Mkate inatokelezea tu kwa nyumba na mtoto anajua mahali iko. Unajua watu wengine wanaambia wase nini? Ati mkate yote kubwa ni selector. Hapana. Selector ni selector.
Selector. The difference is in the taste.
The first time I held you, I fell in love with you. And I knew there was something great in you. I can't help but think of the legacy you will leave. I'm proud of who you've become. From mere ambitions to bigger challenges, from having that dream to actually living it, from moving out to settling your family in this dream home.
Every day, we endeavor to provide you with the best real estate solutions. Own your dream home at Victory Gardens, just 10 minutes drive from Kitengela town. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
Dad has not been feeling well for a long time. He has become so weak, we can't play together.
Why are you refusing to go to the hospital? I told you there is no way you'll know if it is TB or not if you do not go and get tested. If by any chance you find out that you have TB, you'll get the treatment for free from any hospital. All the tests are free. All the medications are free. Are you waiting to infect your family so that you can go to the hospital?
Don't wait till it's too late. TB is preventable, treatable, and curable. Introducing Jomo Kenyatta International Airport's new parking payment options. Through the automated parking system, you can now pay for parking in 3 stress-free ways. Using M-Pesa through the USSD code *486*12#, or using cash at the CAPS payment points located in the parkings, or using your preloaded CAPS A card. No payment will be done at the exits. Experience stress-free parking with Kenya Airports Authority. Kenya Airports Authority, setting our sights high.
Wow! Inakompresiwa na 50 tons of force, alafu ina roll pakiwa. Hii iliniashua itani last kuliko mattress zingine zote nimekuwa nikinunua. Nunua yako leo.
Nyaje wa Kenya, hii ni public service announcement kuhusu coronavirus.
The Ministry of Health advises all returnees from abroad to self-quarantine for at least 14 days, whether they feel well or unwell.
Wash your hands regularly following the 8 steps of hand washing. Wet hands with warm water. Apply a small amount of soap. Rub palms together. Rub fingers and thumbs and the beads in between. Rub nails on palms. Rub the back of each hand. Rinse with clean running water and dry thoroughly with a clean dry towel.
Furthermore, it is advisable to cover your mouth and nose adequately when sneezing or coughing and immediately dispose of the tissue in a dustbin. Please do not use handkerchiefs if you can avoid it. If disposable tissue is unavailable, cough into your elbow. Try and avoid close contact with anyone showing signs of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing.
Before you share any coronavirus information on social media, please verify it with Ministry of Health to avoid panic and alarm among your fellow Kenyans.
Send M-Pesa up to 1,000 Kenya shillings for free. Avoid contact with paper cash. Safaricom is for you.
Enda usheze hapo nje na nasi. Waja nichukua kazini. Haina tina. Hebu kama ndani kuna kitu ameficha. Nini hiyo? Mkate. Mkate. Songea Neli hapo akae chini. Ni nini mtoto amefanya? Hakuna. Mkate inatokelezea tu kwa nyumba na mtoto anajua mahali iko. Unajua watu wengine wanaambia sasa nini? Ati mkate yote kubwa ni selector. Hapana. Selector ni selector.
Selector. The difference is in the taste.
This is NTV.
Good evening. You're watching NTV Weekend Edition. We do not take for granted that you've made the time to join us. Here is what we have lined up for you.
Tonight, I am saddened to inform you that we have lost another patient to the coronavirus disease.
6-year-old dies as 12 more test positive for coronavirus. And reckless Kilifi Deputy Governor discharged, but faces charges.
He has been declared fit. Naturally, the issue of the law will now
follow up with him.
Plus, baying for blood.
Hapa Kisumu, watu wa pikipiki wanaua watu. Polisi wachukie action.
Residents take law into their hands after vigilante group murders 2 in the name of enforcing coronavirus rules. Also ahead,
Niliheshimu nishikwe ili nikuwe example kwa wengine.
Shameful acts of defiance. Marathon champion Wilson Kipsang arrested for breaching curfew and drinking with 21 others in his hotel.
Ujumbe kwa Wakenya ni kwamba watu wa keep distance. Hii corona haitaki michezo.
This is Weekend Edition with Olive Burrows.
With us this evening is Flora Atieno. We'll also be joined a little later by a humanitarian, and that is Virginia Mutiso, who will be speaking to us on food distribution, what lessons she's learned on the front line in case we go into a lockdown. We'll also be joined by Dr. Ruth Ndwati, an infectious disease epidemiologist, and she'll be answering all our questions on masks. I'm glad I got through that technical medical word unscathed. But first, I wish I could start with better news, but unfortunately, Kenya has registered its youngest fatality as a result of the coronavirus. A 6-year-old boy who had a pre-existing medical condition died from COVID-19 at the Kenyatta National Hospital. 12 new cases have been confirmed by the Ministry of Health, bringing the total tally of those who've tested positive to 122.
The 6-year-old boy reportedly died from COVID-19 pneumonia at the Kenyatta National Hospital intensive care unit. The man is said to have been battling aplastic anemia, a chronic pre-existing medical condition, before he died.
The necessary infection prevention control measures have been put in place, including quarantining of the staff that handled this particular deceased child. We have also been in contact with Kenyatta to ensure that that particular place has been disinfected and all those patients moved elsewhere. We are in the process, of course, of testing them because, you know, people who are in ICU, in terms of risk profile, they are at a very high risk of contracting COVID. And therefore, we shall be able to monitor them within the necessary time period. We shall be able to deploy our testing regimen to be able to find out whether they've been infected or not, and based on that, be able to take appropriate measures.
The total number of deaths related to COVID-19 now stands at 4. 12 new cases have been confirmed, bringing the total to 122. Out of the 12 cases, 8 are male and 4 females, and their ages range between 28 and 68 years. 11 of them are Kenyans, while 1 is a Somali national. A total of 1,433 samples have been tested in quarantine designated areas, with 617 awaiting mandatory testing.
I would like to appeal to those who are hoarding oxygen cylinders to release them. I am also appealing to various offices and business institutions to minimize the use of hard copies in their transactions and to adopt the use of paperless mode, especially for letters and other documents.
The 12 new patients have been placed in isolation in Nairobi County, which has 7 of the new cases. Mombasa has 2, while the counties of Kiambu, Laikipia and Nyeri have 1 case each. So far, 1,721 contacts have been monitored, with 1,073 discharged. This leaves 648 people under active tracing by the Ministry of Health. The latest cases were transmitted communally, a reason for citizens to increase their COVID-19 alert levels. Seth Olale, NTV, Nairobi.
I'd like to assure the Ministry of Health that the memo on hard copies has been received, and I will be abandoning them for this moving forward. Well, the Kilifi Deputy Governor, Gideon Saburi, was arrested this afternoon, moments after being discharged from isolation in Mombasa. Detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations escorted Saburi out of the Coast General Hospital, where the government had placed him on mandatory quarantine for 14 days. Kevin Mutai reports that the Deputy Governor will spend the weekend in the police cells as he awaits to appear in court on Monday for defying the government's directives on self-isolation.
He walked from the hands of medics into the hands of the law as detectives from the criminal investigations in Mombasa took him into custody.
He has been declared fit after being subjected to 3 tests, all of which have turned negative. Naturally, the issue of the law, we will now follow up with him.
Regional DCI boss Washington Jiru was among other senior police officers that pitched camp at the hospital from morning as they waited to pounce on Saburi. Saburi was discharged after health authorities confirmed that he had fully recovered from the coronavirus. The deputy governor was put on a 14-day mandatory quarantine after failing to isolate himself when he arrived back from a tourism expo in Germany. The government says that he will be charged for defying COVID-19 protocols of self-isolation, thereby putting lives of other Kenyans at risk of infection. Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe had maintained that all persons who violate the self-quarantine requirement will be arrested and charged under the Public Health Act. Mombasa still remains a hotspot for COVID-19 after 2 more positive cases were confirmed today by the Ministry of Health, with fears of potential rise in the number of infections in the coming days. Kilifi and Kwale counties are the other coastal counties badly affected by the coronavirus. Security officials say that export processing zones in the region will manufacture 1 million masks to be distributed to members of the public for free as the rush to contain the virus intensifies. The government has vowed to introduce stiffer measures in the fight against the spread of coronavirus, as it also promises to wage war against those who are defying COVID-19 protocols. Kevin Mutai, NTV, Mombasa.
From Mombasa County, we now move to Kisumu, and police there have arrested 10 people arrested of killing 2 boda operators on Thursday night. 10 motorbikes were recovered during a police raid on the offices of a local community-based organization operated by the suspects. Oko Kusa has those details.
An angry mob beating up a suspected member of a gang that stabbed 2 boda operators to death. It took police intervention to save his life. The suspect was caught during an ambush staged at the offices of Kisumu County Boda Association. The police raid was triggered by news of the death of a second boda rider by the name Johannes Oduor. He was undergoing treatment at Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital. Johannes was among 5 riders who on Thursday night were attacked and injured by the community-based organization's security wing. It was said to be on a mission to enforce the government's latest directive of 1 passenger per motorbike to help curb the spread of the coronavirus.
Niliongea na yeye akaongea akaniambia amedungwa, akanionyesha hizo mahali, nikamshughulia dakika ya mwisho akaniambia nirudi kwa nyumba.
Another rider by the name Alex Osewe also lost his life in the hands of the vigilante, leaving behind an expectant wife and 2 young children.
Ni mtu mwenye alikuwa anaenda shule, akirudi anafanya kidogo, alikuwa anasoma kibabi, alikuwa anafanya diploma in teaching.
A third rider, Peter Oduya, is in the intensive care unit at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital. Also admitted is Bernard Obonyo. Another rider, Steve Nyasala, was treated and discharged.
Walikuwa wengi na walikuwa na mavisu, panga. Wenzangu wakatoroka na mimi nikabaki juu, mimi ndo nilikuwa mwenye pikipiki. Ndo akanikata huku.
Hapa Kisumu watu wa pikipiki wanaua watu. Polisi wachukue action.
According to some of the riders, anyone who fails to pay a registration fee of 3,000 shillings automatically falls in the bad books of the vigilante group.
Unakuja kwa barabara, unapatana na hawa watu wameshashika pikipiki yako. Ukijaribu kuwauliza mbona mnashika pikipiki yangu, unaanza kupigwa marungu, ukileta mchezo utadungwa kwa kisu.
They are now demanding the immediate disbandment of the association.
Naomba serikali ya Kenya aone hii
hii group menye wametokea kuua watu ovyo ovyo, na hii group kama itaendelea watatumia hata 2022 election wa kuua watu.
Police assured the riders that the perpetrators of the Thursday night killings will all be brought to book in the shortest time possible. Okukusa NTV in Kisumu.
I know they're working on a vaccine for the coronavirus, but I wonder who will find a cure for the impunity that ails Kenya. Now, since the dusk to dawn curfew, a lot of Kenyans have found themselves on the wrong side of the law. Former marathon record holder Wilson Kipsang was arrested and charged in Iten, Elgeyo-Marakwet County for violating the curfew rules. He was drinking with 21 other people in a hotel he owns. Kipsang pleaded guilty and was released after paying a fine.
Former world marathon record holder and policeman Wilson Kipsang was in court earlier today, having been arrested for violating curfew rules Wednesday night. He was arrested alongside MCA Ambrose Kiplagat and 8 other persons while on a drinking spree at Kiilu Resort, which he owns. He was charged in this senior principal magistrate's court for contravening curfew hours contrary to the Public Order Act. They were both released on a 5,000 shilling fine.
Tunatoka lori na huyu kuleta spare. Kufika Kielu jioni. Nataka kuchukua takawe nyumbani.
Kipsang is also a police officer. One would expect that he'd be the one enforcing the law, but at the time of his arrest, he and 8 others were locked inside the resort drinking.
Niliheshimu nishikwe ili nikuwe example kwa wengine, kwa sababu ningeresist ingekuwa ni picha mbaya kama kiongozi unaonyesha nini wananchi, ambapo nasema tulifanya makosa kwa sababu hiyo time ya 30 minutes tulipitisha.
Only days ago, 12 athletes were arrested in Iten for training in groups, defying the social distancing order by government in the wake of coronavirus. Athletics Kenya has since ordered for the closure of all training camps in Iten.
Ujumbe kwa Kenya na kwamba watu keep distance. Corona haitaki michezo. People are dying. Sasa imefika 100.
Speaking to NTV during NTV Sasa News program, Sports and Culture CS Amina Mohammed spoke to caution athletes against exposing themselves to the coronavirus, saying,
hao ni mabalozi wetu, kwa hivyo all the time tunawahold in very high esteem, ni role models, na kwa hivyo ningependa kuwashauri, na tumeongea juu ya hii pia na wao, ningependa kuwashauri sana kuendelea kuwa example mzuri ya kufana kwa watoto wetu.
Lois Mwangoi, NTV, Eldoret.
It's exactly a week today since the government announced the 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew to combat the spread of COVID-19 in the country. But the curfew has so far been marred by incidents of police brutality, burglaries, and worse still, death. Vincent Odor reports.
A week ago, the night curfew began on a wrong footing in most parts of the country. The order for people to be home before 7 p.m. was effected with shocking police brutality. In Mombasa, police armed with batons descended on helpless residents 2 hours before the deadline. Not even journalists were spared. After this incident, the police officer involved was interdicted. There were similar scenes of violence in Eldoret and Nakuru, where the police beat up citizens. In the latest incident, traders in Busia town are accusing the county enforcement officers of breaking into their stalls and looting their valuables during the curfew hours. They questioned why the county officers were out and about during curfew hours, yet they are not part of those groups of people offering essential services.
Mimi sijui kama corona ilikuja kupeana watu wengine nafasi ambao walikuwa wanatamani ya kuibia watu.
In Murang'a, several shops and vehicles have been broken into and ransacked since the curfew started. Several kiosk owners said there were attempts to break into their premises, while others said their shops were broken into and looted. Residents suspect police are involved, or they might be colluding with those behind the burglaries and vandalism. On Monday this week, a 13-year-old boy was killed by a straight bullet fired by a police officer as they tried to enforce the curfew in Kiamaiko in Nairobi County. Investigations into the matter are going on. According to Rift Valley Regional Commissioner George Natembeya, 4 police officers who clobbered and injured 2 members of the public while enforcing the curfew in Nakuru have been interdicted.
Pia OCS wa Likia na OCPP, Officer Commanding Police Post ya Mauche, pia wametolewa kazini.
Some people feel the night curfew is counterproductive.
It's a joke, actually. Yeah. Because how can it do? If I'm with you during the day, first of all, why are they assuming that it's spread at night? What they needed to do was a complete, total 21-day lockdown. Immediately they imported the disease. So to have a complete lockdown, you must have a mechanism for feeding these people.
The government issued a special gazette notice directing all employers to release non-essential employees by 4 p.m. to enable them travel and arrive at their places of residence before the 7 p.m. curfew. Vincent Odur, NTV, Nairobi.
The government is in the process of producing 60 million face masks to help in the fight against COVID-19. So far, 1 million masks are ready to be distributed countrywide. The locally produced masks, which are clinically approved, have 3 layers: an outer layer, a filter, and an inner layer, and can be used by everyone, including health workers. In Kibra, where access to masks and hand sanitizers is sparse, fashion designer David Avido has been sewing face masks and distributes them for free to the poor and vulnerable. Rose Wangoi visited Kibra and now reports.
As the coronavirus continues to spread and impact communities worldwide, in Kibra, fashion designer David Avido has been at work day and night. He is using his studio to produce hundreds of face masks from the colorful scrap fabrics of his designs.
Because most of the people here, they earn like maybe like 300 shillings in a day. Sometimes other people are like 400 or 250. So they would really want to be able to buy the sanitizers, to buy the mask, you know, and to buy the hand wash and also buy the food at the same time. But they're trying to weigh their options.
Using their sewing machines and piles of fabric, they make as many masks as they can. The masks typically consist of multiple layers of cotton and are fitted with elastic ear loops.
I just have the body alone, and then once I've attached the body and the elastic, that's when I'll be able to attach this other lining inside. So this lining, it has like a pocket. So the pocket is like this one. So you have like a small space inside, whereby once you have the mask, it's up to you. You can decide either to put a serviette inside or cut a piece of the plastic bags and put it inside, because they can help you to hold more droplets rather than just like, you know, walking that way and saying that. So far, we've been able to give out more than 5,000 masks. I've been giving them out for free since then till now. Within Kibera and also outside Kibera, because guys from Karen are also reaching out, guys from Lavington, they're reaching out, but I'm like, yo, I don't want the money. If you want to buy the mask, just buy us the fabric, and then we continue making it more for the guys in Kibera.
Concerns about COVID-19's potential impact on informal settlements like Kibera are high. To each man, woman or child he hands his masks to, David explains how to safely use them. David's hope is that the masks will at least prevent people from touching their faces and contracting the virus.
I know the masks are not like 100% proof for them not to get the virus. The mask only help them maybe with 10% or 5%. And giving it to the people, I make sure I educate them on how they're supposed to prevent themselves from getting the virus. Make sure you wash the mask, and then after washing the mask, that's when you can be able to reuse it. But if you use it without washing it, you're putting your life at risk and the people close to you at risk.
The Ministry of Health now says it's mandatory for people to wear protective masks after the government warned of a heightened threat of contracting coronavirus. The government says it is in the process of manufacturing personal protective equipment, PPE materials.
I'm sure people will be able to be very, very innovative about it, and I'm certain some prices could even come as low as 5 shillings. So, but I don't think we don't expect any of this to retail for more than 20 shillings.
For David, his masks and education are all he has to offer as he works to protect his community from a virus that could potentially cripple his neighborhood.
All of us need each other to support each other in order for us to overcome this. But if you are trying to focus much on the profit out there, even if you get all the profits that you want right now, and then you end up getting the virus, you'll go nowhere with that.
Rozongoi, NTV.
And that takes us to our interview. I did mention that we have Dr. Ruth Ndwati with us. And actually, both two people who are now on my screen. We have Virginia Mutiso on my right. She's a humanitarian consultant, and she's worked with several organizations. We will look at her credentials shortly. There we go. She has worked with the Danish Refugee Council in South Sudan. She's previously worked as a program manager with Catholic Relief Services in Sudan, the Mercy Corps in South Sudan, Save the Children in Ethiopia and Kenya, and Feed the Hungry and the World Food Program. We also have Dr. Ruth Ndwati with us. Let's take a look at her credentials, if we could, Mike. There we go. She is a professor of pediatrics and child health at the University of Nairobi. She's a pediatrician and infectious disease epidemiologist, and as well as the external advisory board member, Department of Global Health, University of Washington, and a member, Doctors for Healthy Living. Let's start with Virginia Mutiso. Virginia, if we're to move into a lockdown situation, a lot of Kenyans are concerned about food distribution. How would you suggest we go about it?
Looking at my experience with food distribution, I think that there's an opportunity in Kenya to go through things. I understand from reading through information in the Kenyan media that we have what we call nyumba kumi, and that is something we can use to reach out to people inside their houses. There are already structures. There's the nyumba kumi. So using the nyumba kumi, people can be put together in groups, and this will ensure that food will reach to every member of the community.
Okay.
The other way of doing food distribution is distributed now, where you suggest that people from group to group. This is going to contravene the distancing which is being encouraged by the government. So therefore, what I believe is the best way to do is to use the local leaders in different slum areas, so that they can use the structures they already have in each sector to distribute food.
Okay, so you're saying in the event of a lockdown, the scenario would be different, perhaps to that we see when Kenyans are donating food to Turkana, for instance. You're saying these aid workers would not go in, but would rely on the structures that are already in place.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, all right. What would be the priority items?
Yeah, it's the best way to do it, because there'll be fewer people exposed, because the sector leaders will identify a few people who do the food distribution. But if you do a mass distribution, there'll be a lot of social contact. And again, the leaders can be held accountable if everybody does not get their food.
Okay, so what would be the priority items in terms of distribution? You've been on the front line. Could you give us a list of the items that should be distributed?
I think for a distribution like this, you would need cereals. That would be maize. And of course for protein and oil. Don't forget lactating mothers and people who are already sick, who will need more nutritious food like soya bean, porridge, and milk. Water is also essential to these people. So for me, a food basket right now, if I was to organize a distribution, would be a maize, some maize flour, maize.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt your train of thought, but if you could just center your camera, because you're only seeing just half your face at the moment. These are just some of the challenges you experience when you're working from home. There we go. Now we can see you a little bit better. All right. So you were saying, okay. Yes, I think that's much better. Okay, you're telling us that like maize and oil would be part of that food basket, but you're also telling us that expectant mothers, for instance, would require more by way of milk, and you can go ahead from there.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? In terms of, if you can just go on in terms of the food basket.
Yeah, pregnant and lactating mothers, of course, will need more than only maize and beans. And that is why I said a bit of soya beans or soya flour, or what we call fluffy beans, will be good for both lactating and pregnant and the sick as well.
Okay. Would everyone qualify for food distribution?
At the moment, I don't think we can do a blanket distribution. I'm talking about Nairobi especially. I don't think we need a blanket distribution where we reach everybody, because I'm sure, like definitely there are people who can afford to stock food in their homes, and in case of a lockdown for a month, they'll be able to have enough food. I'm more concerned about the people who work and what they, they buy food, daily labor every day. These are the people who should be targeted, and these are the people who are living in the slum areas like Makate, like Kibra, and other slums in Kangemi, I guess in Kawangware. These are the people, even doing a verification of people who get some food, are the people of because I don't think the government has enough resources to
cover everybody. Okay, lastly, because we really do have to take a break, for those who are able to afford it, what would you recommend that they purchase from the supermarkets? Already we've seen supermarkets crowded, people grabbing a lot of things off the shelves, but what would be the priority items for those who can afford to purchase them, or who are working with within budgets and then need to prioritize what they're able to purchase? What would you what have you gotten for your house?
I've only gotten I've only had stores like dengu, unga garlic, beans, and a bit of milk. I haven't yet thought of buying powdered milk. I think that is an item which people need to have in their house, especially people with young children.
Okay, so it appears we're used to fresh milk. It appears we may have to change our tastes and purchase some powdered milk. All right, thank you so much, Virginia, for speaking to us this evening. We take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Dr. Ruth Nduati, who will be addressing our questions on face masks. You can text in your questions using the number 20686 or tweet us using the @NTV Kenya handle on Twitter.
Are we not invited? We have gifts. Malaria.
Mommy, pests!
Run.
Oh, die.
Party.
Compared to an ordinary spray, Mortein Doom Power Guard kills disease-causing pests instantly. Mortein Doom Power Guard.
Sensitivity is a short, sharp pain that people experience when they have something hot or cold getting to the nerve of the tooth, causing that discomfort. If the sensitivity is left alone, it may get worse. Dentists recommend Sensodyne to their patients. It's able to get inside the tooth and calm the nerve of the tooth down, and the proof's in the results. It works.
Experience the convenience of owning your property at the comfort of your phone. Download My Optiven app on Google Play Store or App Store and start your investment journey. What's even better, you earn extra cash when you refer a friend to download My Optiven app. Call 0740 400 400. Optiven, the pace setters in real estate. Simple and convenient.
Send M-Pesa up to 1,000 Kenya shillings for free. Avoid contact with paper cash. Safaricom is for you.
Dettol's main objective is to help children protect themselves from diseases. Do you know how we get illnesses like diarrhea, cough, and cold? No! They are spread through germs on your hands. Your hands collect germs that causes diseases. You pick up germs from any surface, like when you don't wash your hands after going to the toilet, while playing. And then you can get sick because of germs. That's why you need to fight germs to stay healthy by washing your hands regularly with Dettol soap that gives the best germ protection ever against many illness-causing germs.
Wash, wash, wash your hands. What you have to do is bath, bath, bath yourself. Dettol soap every day. Wash, wash, wash your hands.
Nyaje wa Kenya, hii ni public service announcement kuhusu coronavirus.
The Ministry of Health advises all returnees from abroad to self-quarantine for at least 14 days, whether they feel well or unwell.
Wash your hands regularly following the 8 steps of hand washing. Wet hands with warm water, apply a small amount of soap, rub palms together, rub fingers and thumbs and the bits in between, rub nails on palms, rub the back of each hand, rinse with clean running water, and dry thoroughly with a clean dry towel.
Furthermore, it is advisable to cover your mouth and nose adequately when sneezing or coughing and immediately dispose of the tissue in a dustbin. Please do not use handkerchiefs if you can avoid it. If disposable tissue is unavailable, cough into your elbow. Try and avoid close contact with anyone showing signs of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing.
Before you share any coronavirus information on social media, please verify it with Ministry of Health to avoid panic and alarm among your fellow Kenyans.
Kiprop is going to make it. He's got another 20 yards to go with those long legs.
A 3-time world champion and a former Olympic champion in the 1500 meters, Asbel Kiprop was a global sporting icon.
Seeing your friends shy away, some you mentored them, some you competed with them.
His world came crashing down on him.
Even my own wife then did not know, what I'm going through. And she went away. I remember this is the marriage I built through athletics.
Kiprop is still protesting his innocence. Join Grace Musalami this Saturday from 8 p.m. on Unscripted with Grace, only on NTV.
Welcome back. You're watching NTV Weekend Edition. I wonder why tonight, every time we're reunited, it's with disturbing news. And unfortunately, the gentleman we saw there in Kisumu being beaten by those vigilantes who've since been arrested has succumbed to his injuries. And really tragic news. Our hearts go out to his family. Justice should happen in the courts of law, not out in the streets. All right, the education calendar in the country has been disrupted by the global pandemic, which has introduced a new normal. Parents are now forced to ensure their children keep up with their schoolwork while at home. Education stakeholders say perhaps this is a time when the government and stakeholders should work together to find a better way to deliver education instead of sticking to a rigid calendar. NTV's education reporter Sharon Baranga with that story.
It has been 3 weeks of school-going children being home in line with the measures to contain the coronavirus spread. Parents are coming to the end of their wits, running out of ideas on how to deal not only with the disruption of their own plans, but the school calendar that gives such a good structure for predictability. Ideally, parents would have been preparing for the Easter break, as pupils would have been winding up their first term that started on 6th January to end on 10th April. But that was aborted weeks before learners in schools sat for exams as it had been expected. The decision to close all learning institutions was arrived on 15th March, soon after the first case of a coronavirus infection was confirmed.
One has to quote President Nana Akufo-Addo that if you ask me how to revive an economy, I can have a formula. But if you ask me to bring people back to life, I have no formula. The first cardinal responsibility of any responsible government is to protect its citizens, and that's what government is doing. Because when our people are healthy, when our people are safe, we can do anything. We can decide to postpone exams.
Currently, the government has tried to put up educational programs, urging parents to ensure your children are learning something at home. We have some schools that have online programs. How practical is this?
When we load education or important services such as education onto technology platforms, then if we are not very careful, what happens is that you will end up excavating the inequalities. So you have to think of technologies that reach many more people. And if you look at studies that have been conducted, one of the digital platforms that has been realized to be available is the radio. So radio will perhaps provide a bigger opportunity.
Amos Kaburu, an education expert, says the indefinite stay of learners at home might have consequences in future.
It's very easy to see the crisis in health compared to see the crisis in education. And a crisis in education has a lifetime impact. Because if, for instance, children are unable to read, they live with these consequences and for all their life.
Second term is expected to run from 4th May to 7th August. Third term is expected to start from 31st August to 30th October. The end of third term ushers in a new phase, that of national examinations for candidates in primary and secondary schools, who should be covering a syllabus for an examination that has already been set.
I think this is going to fundamentally shake how we have delivered, how we've thought, how we've packaged, and how we have delivered education to a large extent.
The Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPPET, has an issue with the government setting aside some schools to be used as quarantine centers for people suspected to be infected with COVID-19. KUPPET says the Ministry of Education has made no provision for the upkeep of the isolated persons, forcing principals to use their school resources. On the other hand, the Kenya National Union of Teachers (NAT) is calling for a total lockdown, and at the same time, they do not advocate for postponement of national examinations. Sharon Baranga, NTV.
All right, from matters education, we now move over to matters health. We're always looking at the issues that cut close to home. As I mentioned right at the beginning, we are joined by Dr. Ruth Ndwati, Dr. Professor Ruth Ndwati. Let's take another look at her credentials. She is eminently qualified. She is a professor of pediatrics and child health at the University of Nairobi, pediatrician and infectious disease epidemiologist, and she's an external advisor and advisory board member, Department of Global Health, University of Washington, and member Doctors for Healthy Living. Dr. Ndwati, thank you very much for being patient, extremely patient with us tonight. I'll start with this. The government has changed its position as far as masks are concerned. It says that now when you're in a tuk-tuk, a matatu, or riding a boda, you should wear a mask. Have we now shifted in how we're looking at the coronavirus? Is it less about protecting ourselves from others, and is it now more about protecting others from ourselves? Is that why we are now advised to wear masks when we go out?
Thank you very much for inviting me this evening. It is true, there's a shift, there's a wind of change in how we are approaching the use of masks.
Well, there appears to be a challenge with the connection. I can't hear the good doctor.
There is a change of wind in the way we are using our masks. And the aim of people wearing a mask is to keep their droplets to themselves. Coronavirus is transmitted by sharing by droplets or by aerosol. If we use a mask We keep our body fluids to ourselves, and we do not also protect ourselves so that we do not get the infection. So it's both altruistic in terms of protecting others and also completely selfish in terms of protecting ourselves.
Okay. The government today showed us samples of the masks that they're producing, plan to produce up to 60 million, presently have 1 million that they have to distribute. They say it has 3 layers, it has an inner layer, a filter, and an outer layer. How much protection does such, or can such a mask offer to those who wear it?
It will provide reasonable protection. It certainly will not be at the level of the type of masks we use in hospital, particularly taking care of patients like with the COVID infection or in the past Ebola, what we call N95 masks are sort of like the gold standard. But the current masks we're making are going to do a pretty good job. Some of them studied there's maybe like 60% protection.
Okay.
Still, which is a whole lot better than no protection at all.
All right. And is it possible for the mask to deflect the virus, so to speak, interrupt its path to your mucous membranes?
Yes, that's the whole purpose of a mask. If you yourself have coronavirus, when you sneeze, cough, talk, you will not be pushing out the virus to others. It will be interrupted by the mask. If you're not infected yourself, and as you're breathing, the mask should protect you from picking up the virus from the environment. The COVID virus is nasty. It can stay suspended in air for anything upward to 8 hours. And people have been infected by going into a room where somebody had the coronavirus and had already left several hours ago. So this protection with the mask is very important, especially in public spaces where, there are lots of people. So we are all breathing out into this air. So increased likelihood of having the virus in that environment.
Okay.
As you had the Ministry of Health today, they talked about community transmission. So we've now moved away from bringing up the people who came in, where we are clear that you came in, you're possibly exposed, to having infections out there in the community where you don't really know whether somebody is infected infected or not.
Okay.
Remember that one can infect another person before they have symptoms. This is a nasty thing about this virus.
Which is part of what makes it so critical that Kenyans begin to wear masks. There is research, finally, that shows that the virus travels much farther than we initially thought. Could this also inform why we are now being encouraged to wear masks?
Yes, it definitely does. There are all these interesting experiments being done where the droplets are carried with luminescent paint, and it's amazing how far those droplets go. Even when you were just talking, you didn't shout, you didn't sneeze, you didn't cough, just from speech. It's amazing how far they go.
Okay, and what are, finally, I need to let you go and take a break, but what are some of the habits Kenyans have displayed in handling masks that perhaps you could help us set right?
Well, I think the first thing we need to recognize is that if you put a mask, the outer part of it then is exposed to the environment. So when you remove the mask, you want to try not to touch that part of the mask with your hands, and you want to remove it and clean it. I think dispose of it if they are the disposable ones. If they are the cloth masks, then you should wash it with soap and water. I think that's important. If you keep touching your mask and then you touch your face and that mask has been contaminated, you may infect yourself. And this was one of the great worries about use of masks in the general population.
Okay.
But I'd like to say that in the general population, the number of people who really will come into contact with the coronavirus hopefully will not be so many, because we are protecting each other.
All right.
And in the health sector, where, of course, we expect more sick people and so more virus, we specifically train health workers on how to handle their masks.
All right. Thank you so very much, Dr. for speaking to us tonight. We take that break I mentioned.
Selena!
Toto, where's mommy?
Today's a toilet day.
What? Oh.
Selena!
Toilet day?
Tomorrow we're hosting a party and it's a matter of my reputation.
It's a toilet, not a white shirt. Even if you spend your entire day cleaning with bleach and detergent, it still won't be party ready.
Impossible.
Challenge. Harpic 10X.
Even if you use bleach and detergent 10 times, they won't give you the same sparkling clean toilet that Harpic 10X will give you.
Wow!
Harpic 10X. Harpic, Kenya's #1 toilet cleaner.
Send M-Pesa up to 1,000 Kenya shillings for free. Avoid contact with paper cash. Safaricom is for you.
Beat germs with Jick. Kills 99.9% of germs on your kitchen surfaces, sponges, chopping boards, sink and fridge, and your bathroom taps, showerhead, basin and surfaces. Just Jick it. Look out for our new improved packaging in store. Just Jick it.
Wacha nikuchanue juu ya spring mattress za Dr. Mattress. Kama chef, kazi yangu huwa nasimama mchana yote. Kuchoka nayo. Hii mattress imetengenezwa na technology ya pocket springs. Ukilalia zina fit na mwili yako, kukupatia perfect support. Bei nayo ni affordable. Ai, nani? Ebu harakisha nunua yako.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Introducing Jomo Kenyatta International Airport's new parking payment options. Through the automated parking system, you can now pay for parking in 3 stress-free ways. Using M-Pesa through the USSD code *486*12#, or using cash at the CAPS payment points located in the parkings, or using your preloaded CAPS A card. No payment will be done at the exits. Experience stress-free parking with Kenya Airports Authority. Kenya Airports Authority, setting our sights high.
Niaje wa Kenya, hii ni public service announcement kuhusu coronavirus.
The Ministry of Health advises all returnees from abroad to self-quarantine for at least 14 days, whether they feel well or unwell.
Wash your hands regularly following the 8 steps of hand washing. Wet hands with warm water, apply a small amount of soap, rub palms together, rub fingers and thumbs and the beads in between, rub nails on palms, rub the back of each hand, rinse with clean running water, and dry thoroughly with a clean dry towel.
Furthermore, it is advisable to cover your mouth and nose adequately when sneezing or coughing and immediately dispose of the tissue in a dustbin. Please do not use handkerchiefs if you can avoid it. If disposable tissue is unavailable, cough into your elbow. Try and avoid close contact with anyone showing signs of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing.
Before you share any coronavirus information on social media, please verify it with Ministry of Health to avoid panic and alarm among your fellow Kenyans.
TV Business News in association with KCB Internet Banking.
Welcome back. It's now time to take a look at the business news, and the National Treasury published the Tax Laws Amendment Bill on Thursday, and Kenyans are now hopeful that relief from the harsh economic times being faced is indeed in sight. The bill, if passed, will however extend relief in some quarters as it adds pain in others. Julian Zambuko now unpacks the salient details of the bill and highlights where it's bound to hurt the most.
Good evening, everybody.
A 100% tax relief for persons earning 24,000 shillings and below, a reduction in value-added tax from 16% to 14%, a reduction in turnover tax from 3% to 1%, and settling of up to 13 billion shillings worth of panic bills. These are some of the measures Kenyans expect to see come to life once Parliament okays the Tax Laws Amendment Bill published on Thursday by the National Treasury. But the bill is a double-edged sword, extending relief on one end as it takes away relief on another end, and here is why. The bill proposes a reduction in investment allowance for any investment outside Nairobi in excess of 200 million shillings from the present 150% to just 50%. This allowance had been put in place to incentivize the decentralization of industry away from the capital city. With a reduction from 150% to just 50%, investors in the manufacturing and industry space are bound to take a hit going forward. Further, the bill reduces the number of goods that are within the umbrella of VAT-exempt status, and this could translate into a general rise in the price if the bill comes into law. Notably, fertilizer has been knocked off the list of goods that will be VAT-exempt, something which is bound to have a considerable implication for the agriculture sector. If you're dealing in the business of advertisement and promotion, you're also within the taxman's radar now. The Tax Laws Amendment Bill proposes adoption of a 5% withholding tax on advertising and promotion income, something which is bound to have an adverse impact on the cash flows of businesses in this particular sector. Something else about this bill is worthy of note.
A reduction of resident income tax or corporation tax from 30% to 25%.
Well, this proposal by President Uhuru Kenyatta is missing from the bill to be tabled before the National Assembly. There is still room for introduction of the same as an amendment on the floor of the House. Julian Amboko, NTV.
Julian Zambuko, they are working from home, so if it sounded a bit like he was voicing it from his bedroom, he probably was. The board of the World Bank Group has approved 5.3 billion shillings in immediate funding to support Kenya's response to the global COVID-19 pandemic. The funding will be disbursed through the Kenya COVID-19 Emergency Response Project. The fast-track facility will assist Kenya in its efforts to prevent, detect and respond to the threat posed by COVID-19 and strengthen national systems for public health preparedness. The project will be implemented in all 47 counties. Its primary beneficiaries will be infected persons, at-risk populations, as well as medical and emergency personnel. The Capital Markets Authority, the Nairobi Securities Exchange, and the Central Depository and Settlement Corporation are acting in unison to help fight the COVID-19 pandemic. Here's Alex Mwangi with some of the key measures the capital market industry regulators are putting in place.
The Capital Markets Authority is allowing the progression of some of the activities usually sanctioned during annual general meetings. Given the need to postpone AGMs for listed companies due to the extraneous circumstances brought about by the spread of COVID-19, the respective boards of issuers of securities have been allowed to proceed to declare and pay dividends to shareholders to help the shareholders access their dividends. The CMA has already relaxed the regulation on the publication of financial statements, requiring the publication of the statements in 2 newspapers of national circulation. That moratorium runs until the 30th of June. The CMA has also directed that disclosures be published on various platforms, including social media, for all issuers and trading participants. On its part, the Nairobi Securities Exchange has made it easier for trading to take place online. NSE has a URL on its website that leads investors directly to the trading participants' online or mobile portals. Industry stakeholders are encouraging local firms to produce supplies to help combat the COVID-19 pandemic. NSE would like investors to take advantage of platforms such as Ibuka to raise capital, given that some of the compliance requirements have been eased. The Central Depository and Settlement Corporation is handling settlements through secure remote links with all settlement participants. Investors can also be able to check their portfolios through the CDSC mobile app. The CMA, NSE, CDSC, and other key industry stakeholders have established the Capital Markets COVID-19 Fund to mobilize funds from industry players to support efforts to eliminate the COVID-19 pandemic. Alex Mwangi, NTV.
Okay, time to take a break, but before we do that, I had asked you to send in some questions for our epidemiologist, that is Dr. Ruth Ndwati. They have not gone unanswered. Some of the questions that were asked, George wanted to know, ask the doctor if masks only cover the mouth and nose, yet they say the droplets can enter the body via the eyes. We will engage her further to get an answer to that question. And one more question from Zeke. He says, as the epidemiologist, ask the epidemiologist, I'm sorry, that one's just a tongue twister. What happens when the virus is contained? Does it mean we can go back to our normal lives? And is the virus dead? We will be engaging the doctors from Healthy Living moving forward, so your questions will be answered. We take a break.
NTV Business News in association with KCB Internet Banking.
We can always talk about your account online whenever you like.
Register at your nearest branch for KCB Internet Banking today.
Niaje wa Kenya, hii ni public service announcement kuhusu coronavirus.
The Ministry of Health advises all returnees from abroad to self-quarantine for at least 14 days, whether they feel well or unwell.
Wash your hands regularly following the 8 steps of hand washing. Wet hands with warm water, apply a small amount of soap, rub palms together, rub fingers and thumbs and the bits in between, rub nails on palms, rub the back of each hand, rinse with clean running water, and dry thoroughly with a clean dry towel.
Furthermore, it is advisable to cover your mouth and nose adequately when sneezing or coughing and immediately dispose of the tissue in a dustbin. Please do not use handkerchiefs if you can avoid it. If disposable tissue is unavailable, cough into your elbow. Try and avoid close contact with anyone showing signs of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing.
Before you share any coronavirus information on social media, please verify it with Ministry of Health to avoid panic and alarm among your fellow Kenyans.
Parenting is all about learning when to be tough and when to be gentle. Tough, gentle. But when it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Tough call. Panadol Baby and Infant. Tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Molfix breathable surface developed with Airsoft technology is very soft and provides the best Molfix skincare.
I've found the best diaper for my baby's sensitive skin.
All babies deserve a high-quality diaper.
You should also try Molfix.
Alpha Gated Homes Limited offers affordable 3-bedroom bungalows along Kangundo Road in a modern gated community only 300 meters from the main road. Tastefully designed and spacious. Master ensuite, open kitchen and a spacious lounge. Unit cost 4.5 million. Just deposit 1.8 million and the balance in flexible installments. Get value in rental income or multiply your money in real estate. Contact us on 0787 700 700 or 0729 041 411. Alpha Gated Homes Limited. Decent, affordable housing.
Thank you for staying with us on NTV Weekend Edition. Today is Friday and traditionally a market day in many parts of the country. But as the coronavirus continues to spread, county governments have had to shut down these markets as a measure to stop crowding. Migori County is among those that have shut down their markets, but today traders and residents defied the closure orders and turned up at a market in Awendo to do business. County officers even showed up to collect revenue, forcing police to intervene. Bernardo Juang reports.
This is a window market. Friday is ordinarily a market day here. Just recently, Migori County Governor Zachary Koth Obado ordered the closure of all the markets in the county as a way of curbing the spread of the virus. But the situation here is totally different. Traders came very in the morning and business was as usual. What devastated people most was the presence of county government officials in their uniforms interacting freely and collecting tax from traders against the directive that was given by the county boss as one of the ways of curbing the spread of coronavirus.
Ushuru inachukulia kama kawaida.
Soko inaendelea juu kuna njaa. Sasa kila mtu anatafuta mbinu ya kutafuta kitu aende akule nyumbani.
Tunataka pesa tununue chakula tuweke kwa nyumba ndio tukae kwa nyumba. Tuwezi kaa kwa nyumba bila chakula.
Kama watu wa mkokoteni lazima tutafute mulo kwa sababu tusipofanya kazi hatutapata chakula na inamaanisha tutaanza uizi.
We ruled it that there was going to be no open market. We banned all the markets. And we were shocked to see that markets were going on as usual in the morning.
Here, it is evident that even though the government through the Ministry of Health continues to put up measures to contain the spread of COVID-19 countrywide, Awendo residents and traders seems unbothered about the virus that has claimed thousands of lives globally and 4 people locally. At the market, they were interacting, exchanging money and shaking hands.
Tunataka support. Tukipata support, tutakaa kwa nyumba.
Eventually, police stepped in and forcefully cleared the market. For the better part of the morning, it was running battles. The market was eventually cleared and closed again. But the traders vowed to return next Friday.
Tunaiogopa tu kwa sababu inaua, lakini hatuwezi kukaa kwa nyumba kwa sababu ya corona. Watoto watakula nini?
We have followed the government directive. It's only what happened today that was unfortunate. But we have put mechanism on the ground so that the officers are on check 24/7.
Bernard Ojuang, NTV.
A bit of a catch-22 there. You can't stay home hungry, but if you do go out, you risk catching the coronavirus. What to do? We take a break.
Welcome to the conferencing service.
Emma! Carry on, Ken.
First quarter sales, they're up 90%.
Very good. Very good.
We are looking at a 55 billion shilling profit by the end of the financial year.
Now we are talking. Here we talk billions. Very good. I gotta go. Wacha niendelee na kazi.
A person has left the conference.
Niko nyumbani. Downloads are very fast. Streaming, eco. And I'm just working from here. Stay connected and work from the convenience of wherever you are. Fiber to the home.
Working from home? No problem. Fiber Home has you covered with the fastest and most reliable internet speeds. Get connected today. Kazi lazima iendelee.
The first time I held you, I fell in love with you, and I knew there was something great in you. I can't help but think of the legacy you will leave. I'm proud of who you've become. From mere ambitions to bigger challenges, from having that dream to actually living it, from moving out to settling your family in this dream home.
Every day, we endeavor to provide you with the best real estate solutions. Own your dream home at Victory Gardens, just 10 minutes drive from Kitengela town. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
Send M-Pesa up to 1,000 Kenya shillings for free. Avoid contact with paper cash. Safaricom is for you.
Nyaje wa Kenya. Hii ni public service announcement kuhusu coronavirus.
The Ministry of Health advises all returnees from abroad to self-quarantine for at least 14 days, whether they feel well or unwell.
Wash your hands regularly following the 8 steps of hand washing. Wet hands with warm water. Apply a small amount of soap. Rub palms together. Rub fingers and thumbs and the bits in between. rub nails on palms, rub the back of each hand, rinse with clean running water, and dry thoroughly with a clean dry towel.
Furthermore, it is advisable to cover your mouth and nose adequately when sneezing or coughing and immediately dispose of the tissue in a dustbin. Please do not use handkerchiefs if you can avoid it. If disposable tissue is unavailable, cough into your elbow. Try and avoid close contact with anyone showing signs of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing.
Before you share any coronavirus information on social media, please verify it with Ministry of Health to avoid panic and alarm among your fellow Kenyans.
Usingoje hadi dakika ya mwisho. Pimwa kwenye hospitali ya serikali. Matibabu inapatikana bila malipo. TB inakinga na tiba.
Kiprop is going to make it. He's got another 20 yards to go with those long legs.
A three-time world champion and a former Olympic champion in the 1500 meters, Asbel Kiprop was a global sporting icon.
Seeing your friends shy away, some you mentored them, some you competed with them.
His world came crashing down on him.
Even my own wife then did not know, what I'm going through. And she went away. I remember this is the marriage I built through athletics.
Kiprop is still protesting his innocence. Join Grace Musalame this Saturday from 8 p.m. on Unscripted with Grace, only on NTV.
Time for the sports news now on NTV Weekend Edition. My head's going ahead faster than my tongue, but Sports Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohamed is awaiting World Football Governing Body FIFA to communicate with her directly regarding the fate of the meeting to discuss the controversial Football Kenya Federation elections that was to be held on Monday between various Kenyan football stakeholders. In a letter signed by FIFA official Veron Mosengo, Nick Mwendwa got a respite and was declared bona fide FKF president in contradiction of an earlier sports dispute tribunal ruling.
Umeona ile barua tulipata kutoka kwa FIFA wakisema kwamba tutakuwa na mkutano kati yetu FKF SDT na wao. Walisema tutakuwa na mkutano tarehe 6. Sijui sasa kama itafanyika kwa sababu ya corona. Lakini nangojea ili kwa kweli niwaambie msimamo wa serikali ni gani. Ningependa sana kabla hata tujakuwa na mkutano sisi wote nchini tukubaliane vile tutaendeza mambo yetu ya soka ili tusiwe tunategemea watu wa nje kila mara kuingilia mambo yetu ya kati yetu. Kwa hivyo niko pia naongea na FKF kuona vile tutaendeleza mambo haya. FIFA iliandikia FKF, nangojea pia mimi nipate habari kutoka kwao, bado sijapata. Nimeambiwa ya kwamba wameambia FKF tuandikie kama wizara kutuambia kwamba watakuwa na huu mkutano, lakini bado nangojea barua kwa sababu kama serikali tungependa sana pia tujulishwe haya direct, sio kupitia kwenye FKF ama kupitia kwenye shirika lingine lolote.
Sports CS Amina Mohamed speaking to Yoshua Makori earlier today on NTV Sasa. Sports has been the hardest hit by the global coronavirus pandemic. I think that's contested. Kenya, which sought to use sports tourism to market the country, has taken a huge blow with the World Athletics Continental Tour set for May and the World Athletics Under-20 Championship set for July, both postponed. Nation Media Group sports editor Elias Makori weighed in on the situation in our weekly Friday Kiswahili sports show Mikiki ya Sporti.
Sebko na kamati yake niliwahi kuongea naye siku chache zilizopita kwa muda mrefu tu. Ana kamati maalum ambayo inaandaa kalenda ya riadha ya dunia ambamo kuna rais wa riadha Kenya Generali Jackson Tuwei mstaafu yuko kule sasa hivi, wanaendelea kupanga ratiba. Itakuwa vigumu sana, vile vile kuna michuano mengi mbali na riadha. Kuna walenga shabaha pia wanategea nafasi kule kwenye kalenda. soka tunasubiri tuone kwamba Euro washaahirisha Euro, michuano ya Ulaya hadi mwaka ujao. Hatujui michuano ya Afrika itakuwa wapi. Kwa hivyo ni swala, ni kama hesabu vile. Ni kama hesabu kujaribu kuangalia kalenda, kuna mwanya wapi, wacha tutegee tuingie hapo. Na pia itakuwa kuwashawishi wanariadha wasafiri kidogo itachukua muda. Kwa hivyo kwa maoni yangu ni vigumu sana michuano ya chipukizi under 20 kufanyika mwaka huu.
Three-time 1,500-meter world champion Asbel Kiprop is currently serving a 4-year ban for testing positive for banned substance EPO. Kiprop has always protested his innocence, and he has vowed to return to running after the ban so that he can prove that he was a clean champion.
I know, every part, I know how to run in a race when I lead. I know how to run from behind and win. I know how to run in the middle. So what I've learned in this journey is that life is not about life is about a craft. It's not always a smooth, straight path or a smooth flight. There must be turbulence, and we must always be able to cope up whenever it changes. It was not the end of my career, because I didn't plan to retire from athletics in that kind of matter. And I still have to prove to a point. I have to come back and run. It will be hard, and it will take me some time to be able to be at that level again. But I will still do it, because I have that energy. I feel that I have that energy. And this case even have motivated me even to want more, to want to run, and to be able to show the world and tell them that I didn't do this thing.
And that wraps up NTV Weekend Edition. But you do not, oh, there you are. You do not want to go anywhere, because Amina is coming back with the trend. She continues on the trend. She's working from home, but still looking devastatingly gorgeous. Her guests tonight are Henry Desagu and Moji Shot Baba. So do stay tuned to NTV. My name is, oh, there you go. There he goes. That's Henry Desagu. Do we have a shot of Moji Shot Baba? Not yet. All right. He should be coming up shortly with Amina. The hashtag is Hey Amina. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.
This is NTV. I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
From far with you. I even gifted you a magnificent house. Rosa, it's the thought that counts. Please help me.
When it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Panadol Baby and Infant, tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Things are thick. Think kama yeye penzi lenye umepaka kwa macho.
Na wewe unamjuaje? I was his fiance.
Chika Storo kibao na 200% Storo bonus. Piga simu zaidi, tuma SMS au nunua bundles ufikishe target yako leo. Isitoshe, pata 50% extra airtime unapo top up na kupiga *544*2* amount hash. Safaricom, for you.
NTV and PesaLink, the most efficient way to send money, have a message for you. We know you need to stay home and stay safe for yourself, the ones you love, and for Kenya. But that does not mean you can't work or do business. Use PesaLink for all your payment and banking needs from the safety of your phone or laptop. Stay safe, stay home. Business goes on with PesaLink.
Automated parking system, you can now pay for parking in 3 stress-free ways. Using M-Pesa through the USSD code *486*12#, or using cash at the CAPS payment points located in the parkings, or using your preloaded CAPS A card. No payment will be done at the exits.
When you're facing stubborn stains, you're always in a fierce fight. Clean Soft kicks out stains kiwateki.
Kama chef, kazi yangu anasimama mchana yote. Kuchoka nayo. Hii mattress imetengenezwa na technology ya pocket springs. Ukilalia zina fit na mwili yako, kukupatia perfect support. Ebu harakisha nunua yako.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. Panadol Extra, now with new Optizorb technology, to fight multiple tough pains with 3 times more pain-relieving medicine in the first 30 minutes when you need it most. Seeing them support themselves makes any pain worth it. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Kiprop is going to make it. He's got another 20 yards to go with those long legs.
A 3-time world champion and a former Olympic champion in the 1500 meters, Asbel Kiprop was a global sporting icon.
Seeing your friends shy away, some you mentored them, some you competed with them.
His world came crashing down on him.
Even my own wife then did not know, what I'm going through. And she went away. I remember this is the marriage I built through athletics.
Kiprop is still protesting his innocence. Join Grace Musalame this Saturday from 8 p.m. on Unscripted with Grace, only on NTV.